The Pacers are home for the holidays. The next 3 games will be played before family and friends and Santa at Conseco Fieldhouse. Starting with tonight, the first trip of the season to Indiana for Allen Iverson and the Philadelphia 76ers. Hi, everybody, and a happy holidays. And the Pacers tonight run into the talk of the NBA. Allen Iverson, back-to-back 50-point games. He's the 7th player ever to do that. And tonight, Quinn, he looks to join only Wilt Chamberlain and Michael Jordan, guys who have done that in 3 consecutive games.
Al, he's an unusual player. I don't think there's any question about it. When you look at him, he's about 6'1", 175, but he is capable of putting up big numbers. You can take a look at his last 2 contests. He's the leading scorer in the league. He's a guy that can make shots and make plays in a variety of ways. The Pacers have got to be prepared to get the ball out of his hand. Now, the last time the Pacers played, Allen Iverson had an opportunity to do something he's never done before. With the score tied at the end of regulation, he hits a game-winning shot. He had never been able to do that before, Al, so that's an unusual circumstance for him. So, as I said, you've got to keep an eye on him and try to keep the ball away from him.
And he was also held only 15 points that night and missed 18 shots, but there he was to take the winner. Well, that's the marquee matchup. Allen Iverson at the point guard going up against Jamal Tinsley. Iverson has been unstoppable. Tinsley has been another of the hottest point guards in the league right now.
No, there's no doubt about it. I mean, he's had 33 points in the Chicago Bulls game. I mean, he was the only offense, 15 for 54 from everybody else, but he's doing it here against Toronto. They've done it against Chicago. He is the only guy that really can create his shots. He was making those shots. Look for him to try to get his offense going, maybe even post up Iverson down during the game.
All right, so all eyes will be on those 2, Iverson and Tinsley, but there is another matchup that will also be watching very closely.
Yeah, you got to keep an eye on Kyle Korver. Now, here's a guy that's an outstanding 3-point shooter. He's able to knock down 3-point shots. He made 8 shots in the contest that the Pacers lost there. This is the one that tied it up to send the game into overtime. 7 of his 8 shots were 3-pointers. You've got to get to him early.
Also, the feisty one missed that first Philadelphia game, as did Freddie Jones, and that could be a difference.
Well, I think so, because Fred Jones is a very solid defensive player, can stay down on the ground and keep contact with Kyle Korver. You can't afford to lose him. Fred Jones will get an opportunity for that tonight, Al.
So Jones is back on the floor, as is Jeff Foster. He missed that first Philly game. He has been mind-boggling since his return from injury. He's ripped down a career-high 18 rebounds, not once, not twice, but 3 times in the last 4 games. It's extreme feistiness looking to get in the way of extreme scoring Allen Iverson. Pacers and Sixers on FSN Midwest.
What's driving Indiana? Ford F-150. It's got the pulling power to easily merge onto 465 with a boat in tow. No other truck can pull more or haul more. Ford F-150. It's not just built for tough, it's driving Indiana. And now get $4,000 cash back plus $1,000 bonus cash for a total of up to $5,000 cash. Visit your Indiana Ford store today. F-150, built for the road ahead.
I will pass some blind curves.
I will back up on the interstate.
Disregard stop signs.
Run red lights. Refuse to yield.
Fall asleep at the wheel.
Tailgate at high speeds.
I will drink and drive.
Even in good weather, there are still hazardous driving conditions.
I will never see you coming.
I will be out there, but safety starts with you. Buckle up, drive safe, arrive alive.
Fajitas.
Ooh, fajita. Ah!
Ooh, fajitas. There's a whole new way to look at fajitas.
Ooh, fajitas.
The Fajita Grilled Stuffed Burrito from Taco Bell. Loaded with authentic carne asada steak and grilled fajita vegetables. All wrapped in a flour tortilla and grilled to go.
Ooh, fajitas.
For sizzling fajita taste, think outside the bun.
This holiday season, take a look at what you have. You may discover you're already rich.
It's big, it's here, and it's better than ever. Toyotathon 05. The year's biggest event is on with the largest selection and great values on your favorite Toyota trucks. Like the awesome full-size Tundra, now with 1.9% financing for 60 months or 1,000 customer cash. And you have to see the all-new Tacoma, bigger and more powerful with an available 245 horsepower V6 engine. And check out its deck rail system. Toyotathon 05. Quality, selection, value. Now that's moving you forward.
Pacers basketball on FSN Midwest is brought to you by your local Indiana Ford dealers and by CarQuest.
Welcome back to Conseco Fieldhouse, everybody. Getting ready for the tip-off between the Pacers and the 76ers. And although these two teams met about a month ago, they are still two different-looking teams tonight. Allen Iverson was 4 of 22 that night, but he did hit the game-winning shot in overtime to lead the Sixers to victory. In his last 2 games, he's had back-to-back 50-plus nights, 51 and 54 points, respectively. We spoke with the Indiana Pacers sharpshooter, Reggie Miller, on what it's going to be like to face the challenge, a.k.a. Allen Iverson.
Yeah, he's been very hot, you know, back-to-back 50-point games. But that's nothing new for us. You know, having the chance to play him in the playoffs 2 years back, we know what kind of runs he can go on. And, you know, it's going to take a maximum effort from everyone, you know, our point guards as well as our shooting guards, because we're all going to have a shot at guarding them at some point in time during the game.
Defensively, the Indiana Pacers certainly have their hands full with Allen Iverson, Kyle Korver, and company tonight with the Philadelphia 76ers. Stay tuned, everybody. Tip-off is coming up between the Pacers and the 76ers. It's their second meeting in a month, but they face different-looking teams tonight. It's the Sixers and the Pacers. Tip-off coming up next.
Wednesday and Thursday only at Circuit City. All CDs are on sale for just $9.99 or less. Choose from thousands of the hottest CDs. All on sale for just $9.99 or less Wednesday and Thursday only. And while you're there, be sure to pick up a Circuit City gift card, too. It's the perfect gift for everyone on your list. Last-minute shopping has never been easier. Hurry into Circuit City today.
You're just what I needed.
With faster acceleration than a BMW 325xi and an Audi TT, the all-new Hemi-powered Jeep Grand Cherokee conquers the road like a sports car. And with our exclusive QuadraDrive 2 4-wheel drive system, it conquers everything else like a trail-rated Jeep 4x4. Now, during the Jeep year-end sales drive, get a combined cash allowance of $2,000 on Grand Cherokee. Hurry, ends January 3rd.
This week on the Best Damn Sports Show, period. Tiger Woods, the Eagles, Terrell Owens, and former Lakers coach Phil Jackson. This week at 9 and midnight Eastern.
On the football field, no one was tougher than Iron Mike Ditka.
The most intense football player I'd ever been around.
As a coach, his passion consumed him.
High voltage temper, out of control most of the time.
His intensity turned a dying franchise into a champion.
The greatest honor was winning the Super Bowl as the coach of the Bears.
That nearly cost him his life in return.
I don't think anyone was shocked when Mike had his heart attack.
Beyond the Glory, Sunday at a special time on FSN.
Conseco Fieldhouse on this holiday night. The Indiana Pacers with a record of 12 and 11, home for the next 3 ball games, with Detroit coming in Saturday, then New Orleans on Monday. And the Philadelphia 76ers, who have won 10 and they have lost 14, but in the Atlantic Division, that's just 2.5 games from first place. The Pacers just 2 games away from first place Cleveland in the Central Division. Starting lineup, Austin Crozier is back after missing the last 3 games because of the ankle sprain. James Jones, Jeff Foster, who has been on fire on the boards, Reggie Miller, and Jamal Tinsley coming off his career-high 33 points against Chicago. And Rick Carlisle fashioning the 15th different starting lineup this year in 24 games. But for Rick, a luxury tonight. Only the second time this season he will have the maximum 12 players dressed for this game. And now Allen Iverson leading the way for the 76ers. And he is on the floor with the rookie out of Arizona, Andre Iguodala, the veteran Kenny Thomas, Samuel Dalembert, the shot-blocking threat in the middle, and Willie Green alongside of Allen Iverson. And that's the lineup for Jim O'Brien in his first year as coach of the 76ers. New coach, many new players, new lineup, new rotation, and just starting to get things together. This team has won 4 of their last 6 games. Well, the buzz this afternoon, the ruling by arbitrator Roger Kaplan that would reduce Jermaine O'Neal's suspension to 15 games, make him eligible to return Saturday against the Pistons. And then a possible Christmas gift for Rick Carlisle and the Pacers, although Ron Artest and Steve Jackson not on Santa's list. They did not get the reduction from the arbitrator. It will now go to federal court tomorrow, 10 a.m. for a ruling whether the arbitrator has the jurisdiction to make that change. So stay tuned tomorrow. And Indiana looking for that Christmas present of Jermaine O'Neal in the lineup Saturday against Detroit. The opening tip, and it goes to the 76ers. They have won 3 and lost 8 on the road. They opened on the road with a win in Boston, lost 8 in a row, but have come back to win their last 2 road games at Chicago and at Milwaukee. Quinn, let's take a look at the Indiana Ford Store's keys to the game.
You got to be ready to go. And I mean, go and get back and get into the offense. I think that's first of all. Then be offensive. First of all, 15 of 54 against the Bulls, 27%. Got to be offended by that and be much better. And then Allen Iverson, right now, hot, just missed that jump shot. So you've got to be aware of him. Try to keep the ball out of his hand.
He's taken 60 shots in the last couple of games. Had a very poor outing against Indiana, held to just 15. That's his second low of the season, and missed 18 shots in that ball game. And Iverson sitting on history here tonight. Only 2 players ever have scored 50 points in 3 consecutive ball games. And Tinsley starts off at the foul line. Tinsley has been remarkable, although struggling at the foul line through his recent success. And also difficulty with turnovers, but that's because he has been the guy in trying to make so many things happen with the injuries. The Pacers a season low 71 points in Chicago, of which Tinsley had 33 of them. The rest of the team at 38. And the Sixers have been a very high scoring team in the last 5 games, averaging 108 points per game. Nice near swipe by James Jones. The last 3 games for Tinsley since returning from that ankle injury, and that averages out to 28 points a game. You know, the game he had against Chicago was sensational. That's a normal Allen Iverson night.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He may take that many shots and have that kind of night. Allen is such an unusual player. Slight, but has a very, very unusual quickness for a guy that plays in this league. I don't care any size.
But tonight he'll have to also guard a very aggressive Jamal Tinsley, but they have Willie Green now on him. Iverson underneath on Miller, and they'll call the foul on Reggie.
Yeah, well, that's what they've done. They put Allen on Reggie, because what they know at this point that Allen Iverson playing Jamal Tinsley, because Tinsley's looking more for his offense than Reggie has. So that may mean let's get the ball to Reggie a bit more.
And at the other end of the floor, Iverson makes the move, trying to get Tinsley in foul trouble. Very impressive rookie, Iguodala, and that goes out of bounds. And it will be Philadelphia ball. So Iguodala came out of Arizona after his sophomore season, who's the 9th pick in the draft, and steps right into the starting lineup. Just an all-around player, great athlete. Reminds many of a young Scottie Pippen. Isolated Iverson. Certainly looks like he's going for the record here tonight. How many shots already has he taken? And he has hit his last 2.
Yeah, he's got 3 up already. He's made 2 of those.
And we played a minute and a half. There is the tip, and here is Iguodala, who loves to run that fast break. The trailer is Dalembert, not the #1 choice, but run down. That's what Iguodala does.
You're right, Al. That's what he does. James Jones has got to be aware that this guy makes plays.
And it's off of Dalembert and out of bounds.
No, it's off Austin.
Oh, they turn it around. Philly ball.
Well, here's Allen Iverson. Gets to the previous possession. You see, gets in the paint. And at 6'1", he still rises. He gets up quickly. Just has a real explosive game.
The first man to score 50 points back-to-back since Antoine Jamison did it 4 years ago. Last man to do it 3 times in a row was Michael Jordan in 1987. Wilt Chamberlain holds the record 7 straight times, 50 points in a game. That was the season he averaged 50 points. That year he did it 45 times, so there were several streaks. This is Kenny Thomas, and swept away by Reggie Miller. Slow start to shooting-wise for Indiana in that they've only taken 1 shot. Crozier with the fake, and Crozier will have to go up again. Traffic, no foul call. And Crozier, who never argues with the official, has a couple of words with Joe Forte there. Iverson comes back, swish.
Yeah, he's feeling it too.
Iverson, 3 field goals, 6 points in 2.5 minutes. When he scored 54 against Milwaukee, he had 33 in the first half. 51 against Utah, he had 32 in the second half. Tinsley fading away.
Hal, he's got it going as well. I mean, he's making tough shots. He is the one guy on the team that can get his own shot.
Well, so far it's Iverson 6 and Tinsley 4. The key matchup here tonight, and they are taking off early. Quickness of James Jones deflects that with 8 seconds to shoot. Last time they met, Iverson actually held to 15. Tinsley just looking to share the basketball on that night. They're taking only 5 shots. Iverson off balance, turns into a pass to Kenny Thomas and a basket.
I mean, you've got Allen doing exactly what you want. Don't get a foul call, and he loses it to Kenny Thomas.
8-4 lead for the 76ers, who tonight begin a monster 8-game road trip. They won't play again until Monday, so they'll go home for the holidays. Then they go west for 7 games. Tinsley, there's the force, and there is another force in Foster. The force inside is Jeff Foster, who has hit for double-doubles in each of his last 4 games.
Offensive.
And it's on Iverson. So Iverson is all over the stat sheet here early.
So is Jeff Foster, getting this rebound right here, able to put it back in. He also got the offensive foul called on the next play against Allen Iverson.
He's played only 6 games, and this is what he's done the last 4. In double figures in points and rebounds in each. Miller works on Iverson for the step back swish. Reggie Miller taking advantage of the height difference. Reg at 6'7", Iverson at 6 feet, and he ties it up at 8. Willie Green, an explosive scores. Started the last 3 games next to Iverson. Iverson with the heave, and there is a quick whistle. Tinsley with a look at the official.
That's 3 shots too. That's behind the 3-point line.
First foul on Tinsley.
You'll see right here, watch. Yeah, he got to his right hand as he's shooting a 3-point shot. You don't foul jump shooters.
So Iverson will get 3 in his 2 50-point performances. He had been to the foul line 38 times, scoring 27. Actually left 11 points there, but he is all over the league rankings. #1 scorer. He has been the scoring champion on 3 occasions. And remember how last season ended for him, Quinn. He was injured, he was pouting, he only played 48 games, and actually the Sixers were winning more without him at the end of the year than with him, and the talk was whether he would return as a Sixer or Philadelphia looking to shop him around. But Jim O'Brien becomes the new coach, and he was adamant about wanting to coach Allen Iverson. They have formed a very nice combination in a relationship. Foster grinds it inside again. There's Foster down under, and he ties the score at 10. 5 minutes into this first quarter. Jeff Foster had 18 rebounds in 3 of the last 4 ball games. Green, no. Tinsley now starts out. Pacers look to take the lead. Reggie will get to the foul line. Indiana starting to pick up the pace. The call goes against Willie Green, his first foul.
Well, Reggie can make the shot. Willie Green attacked at the 3-point line. Reggie saw him coming and took advantage of Willie Green. He was a little bit off balance, and you see Green having to grab that left arm and Reggie goes to the motion of shooting and gets fouled.
Reggie Miller moving up on the all-time game list tonight, 1,331st ball game, all with the Pacers. He has just moved ahead of Moses Malone and into the 6th spot all-time. He makes the 2 foul shots. He's batting 1,000 from the foul line so far this year in his 8 games, 24 for 24.
What was that?
Well, play continues. Iverson takes that Reggie Miller drop back. D'Alembert, with a great leaping ability, gives him another shot for 3. And this time Crozier clears the way for Foster. Tinsley backing in and loses the ball. Now it's a fast break, turns into a 3-on-1. Oh, and the man back was James Jones at 6'8", 200. Sometimes hard to see him, and he just slithered in to make the defensive play.
Well, at Miami, he was a better inside player, defensive player, led them in block shots, timed that one by Willie Green. Pacers thought the ball might have been knocked out off of Green coming in, but Sixers get it back.
Pacers, through all their problems this season, now have a complement of full complement of 12 players. 12-11's the record, tied with Detroit, and 2 games behind Cleveland. And Cleveland tonight on the road in New Jersey, while Detroit home against the hot Chicago Bulls, who have won 4 in a row. Tinsley again tries to isolate, and D'Alembert helps out, and they catch D'Alembert, I believe, for defensive 3 seconds.
That's a bad call. Because D'Alembert, the ball is being passed, and he's running, and they're calling that's a bad call. Pacers got to be aware of that.
And a timeout taken. Pacers at the foul line when we return.
It's 2 weeks to deal, where qualified returning Daimler Chrysler employee lessees can lease the exciting Sebring sedan for just $149 a month. Or choose the spacious Town & Country, the first minivan with stow-and-go seating and storage. And even the adventurous 4-wheel drive Jeep Liberty, your choice for only $149 a month. Plus, pay no security deposit. But hurry, 2 weeks to deal ends January 3rd. So get to...
When the truth is found to be lies, don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You gotta find somebody to love.
I'd like my computer to slow down. Way down. Slow.
Millions of Americans are just asking for a computer virus.
Slow.
Because they're not nearly as protected as they think they are.
Like holiday traffic.
That's why America Online now gives away virus protection to all our members. Absolutely free.
That'd be great.
Want a better internet? You belong at America Online.
It's all true. It just hasn't happened yet.
Season's greetings from FSN Midwest.
Indiana Pacers grinding it out here early with Philadelphia, 2-point lead, and Allen Iverson has 8 of those 10 Philadelphia points. Could it be 50 in 3 consecutive games? Saturday against Milwaukee, the 54. Then Monday night comes back, flexing his muscles with 51, although that was a loss to Utah. And here's the list. Allen Iverson becomes the 7th player to do 50s back-to-back. And how about Wilt Chamberlain? 7 in a row. He also, that year, 61-62, he was also in Philadelphia, but it was the Philadelphia Warriors. And that's a season in which Wilt averaged 50 points per ball game. Matter of fact, that's the year he had the 100-point game in Hershey, Pennsylvania against the Knicks. And in that game, he had 59 points in a half.
Ooh.
Second half, he was held to 41 in the first half and came back with 59. So the Knicks unable to continue that defensive pressure on Wilt in that first half. And how about Jamal Tinsley continues his hot shooting. That's for 3. Tinsley now with 7. He's step for step with Iverson. And the Pacers open up a 6-point lead. Iguodala. And here's Indiana on the run. Crozier back in the starting lineup. James Jones, he could hit the three, but comes up short, run down by Foster. Miller shoots. Miller, goal. Pacers on a 12-2 run, the shooting gallery from downtown after missing 15 of 16 attempts in Chicago. And Iverson draws the crowd.
That's Tinsley's second.
So Tinsley now has had a foul on Iverson from three-point land and also from right underneath.
Yeah, he came behind him late, and Allen is so slight. He will go down. Now, the thing about him that you have to admire is that he'll get back up and get into the battle.
And that's been the amazing thing about Iverson. And the 76ers also wondered that they might not be able to move him, as great a player as he is, just with the high maintenance of last year and how banged up he is and the big contract, whether he'll actually fulfill it because of all the injuries. Changes made. Reggie Miller goes to the bench. He struck for 5. Foster is also out, and the rookie David Harrison will come in. He's been starting over the course of the last few games, but the back spasms in Chicago, he only played 9 minutes. He is still not 100%, and Rick Carlisle before the game was wondering whether to start him or not. He just felt it'd be better for him to come off the bench. So Harrison in the middle. Anthony Johnson also checks in. He rises. And Philadelphia, number 4, Andre Iguodala, who is the only 76er to have started every game this year. That's the rookie. Iverson being pushed by Johnson, and there is the foul. So Anthony Johnson, and Iverson is going for it here tonight. There's no question about it.
And now, what really gets you in trouble when you're playing against a guy like Allen Iverson is when he gets to the foul line. And so far, he's been there 5 times. Now he's about to shoot his 6th and 7th foul shot. You mentioned already in the 2 games he had 50. In 1 game he shot 17 foul shots and made 11. Then he shot 21 foul shots. You must keep him off the foul line.
Well, he's 5 of 6 tonight. This is what he was all game in the first meeting against Indiana when he's held to 15 points. He's got a point on Kobe. So the 76ers playing their 25th game of the season. It's a double, or a dozen for Iverson. And we still have 4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. And only one other Sixer has scored. Kenny Thomas has a field goal. And this again a foul on D'Alembert. So the big man has his 2nd personal foul. Out of Haiti, went to school in Seton Hall. Jim O'Brien inserted D'Alembert into the starting lineup the last 6 games, and he has seen a noticeable difference. Philly winning those 4. D'Alembert came off the bench the previous 6, and the Sixers lost all 6 of those games. But the first start for D'Alembert against Chicago, he had 13 points, 14 rebounds, and 6 blocked shots. And in Philly, they were wondering why he was not starting. He finished last year in terrific fashion, D'Alembert.
Well, one of the reasons that it turned out was because, well, after he recovered from his injury, is that Mark Jackson was a guy that could score the ball. And with Allen Iverson, sometimes people may feel that you want another scorer on the floor. And I think that's the way Jim O'Brien went about it. But eventually they realized they needed someone to rebound and protect the basket. And D'Alembert is better at that than is Mark Jackson, who just came in for D'Alembert.
Jackson struck for 21 against the Pacers in the first game, and he goes right at it. Thomas over the back of Crozier, and the foul is on Kenny Thomas, who is just returning after missing the last couple of games because of mid-back strain and stretching the back out on that league. Big rebounder last year in the top 10 in the NBA and 10 per ball game. Anthony Johnson stopped by Iverson. 4 minutes still remaining in this first. Iverson already has 12 points. Crozier with a finger roll, and he is back in the scoring column. His last game was 10 days ago, and he scored 21, and that's a foul on Iverson.
That's his 2nd, too, and great anticipation that time by Anthony Johnson, who felt like Allen wanted to get to that right hand, and I mean, he cut him off great.
Well, the only ones who may stop Iverson tonight could be the officials. And he remains on the floor with the 2 fouls in this first quarter.
That's the one thing about a guy getting 50 points. That means your team starts depending on you offensively.
Jones gets himself in trouble, and Iverson is gone.
Allen Iverson. I mean, what he really does out, he covers territory very fast, like no one else in the league.
3.5 minutes to go at this pace. If Iverson finishes this quarter with 14, he would score 56 tonight. James Jones off on the mark, and there is Johnson. And he gets the hop on that one. Anthony didn't get it this afternoon from the arbitrator, as his 5-game suspension from the brawl was upheld. Of course, he's already served the suspension, but Anthony was hoping to get a little bit back of the $122,000 he loses because of those 5 days and 5 games out. Pacers will have the ball. They've come on here and lead the Sixers late in the first.
There's only 2 weeks to deal on America's hottest products. For 2 weeks only, buy any new Dodge and make no monthly payments until May 2005. Or lease and pay no security deposit. Now, qualified returning Daimler Chrysler lessees can grab a Dodge Grand Caravan SXT for just $199 a month. Plus, grab Dodge's 770 Powertrain Limited Warranty. But you've got to get it in gear, because 2 weeks to deal ends January 3rd.
At CarQuest, our people go above and beyond the call of duty to help the technician working on your car by supplying them with superior service and only quality auto parts. And with nearly 4,000 stores and over 130,000 CarQuest parts to choose from, we'll be there when you need us. CarQuest, the professional choice.
Reggie Miller cuts into the corner. Over Desmond Mason. Oh, my God, be kidding me. Oh, my goodness. Watch Jeff Foster. Just, I can't believe it.
He actually was the first one to say, he said something to me the next day. I guess someone had told him about it. Why was I shaking my head when he made the shot? It's just unbelievable. I mean, he does it on such a high percentage of his game-winning shots or game-tying shots. And I was shaking my head the other night against Toronto and thinking about all the times and just how sorely he's going to be missed whenever he decides to leave.
The amazing Uncle Reggie. And when he came off the injured list, he hit 8 of 13 in those first 2 games running on adrenaline. He has cooled off since, but of those 4 3-pointers that he has made, even though he has cooled off, those were the big shots. He's still there when needed with that 1 second on the shot clock in the closing seconds against Toronto, and the shot you just saw against Milwaukee down the stretch to bring Indiana to within 1 in a comeback bid. And Uncle Reggie starts tonight with 5 points, and now we'll get the luxury of some rest time with the Pacers. Actually a full roster of 12 players tonight. You see another one on the floor now, and Marcus Hayslip got some very nice playing time in Chicago. And Kyle Korver, who hit for 7 3-pointers in the first meeting against Indiana, he's on the floor wearing number 26. Corliss Williamson, former 6-man award winner, he's on the floor. But the Pacers continue to put the pressure on the Sixers. Indiana trailed early in the game and have now taken the lead. Crozier is open for 3. And it's run down by Fred Jones. Harrison is open for 2.
Nice job by Fred to come up with that long rebound.
And Quinn, that's what we're talking about. In the first meeting, Fred Jones was one of the many Pacers who did not play, allowing Kyle Korver to see a lot of open shots.
Yeah, because Fred's strength, as we talked about, is his defensive ability, really all the little things.
And it is Jackson inside using the 6'10", 253 pounds.
Probably about 53 are in that lower core area, if you will.
5-point lead for the Pacers. Jackson, who returns home to Philadelphia last year with Minnesota. Here's Jones for the 3, line drive jumper. And Philadelphia just leaves it roll. out of bounds. Pacers back on action right here on FSN Midwest. On Monday, when the New Orleans Hornets come to town, coverage will begin with Pacer Game Night. Stacey Pates will have that at 6:30 on FSN Midwest. Jeff Foster back on the floor. Harrison remains on there with him. This could be the final game. The Pacers go without Jermaine O'Neal. Pacers awaiting the ruling. The arbitrator reducing O'Neal's suspension from 25 to 15 games, and tonight is the 15th that he has been out. But it goes to court tomorrow to see if the jurisdiction will be upheld by the courts. Well, the fans applaud that call. A 3-second violation against the 76ers, who roll into town a record of 10-14, but they have won 4 of their last 6, including the last 2 road games. Starting to put it all together under a new coach, and they're certainly in a division that they're not too far from the top in the Atlantic. Johnson struggles to get it back. Oh, Jackson thought it was off the Pacers. He let it roll out of bounds.
Yeah, the official's right on top of it. It was off of Philadelphia because Anthony Johnson was in the middle of it. And you'll see right here, I think it's Iguodala goes off of his leg. You see, goes right off the inside of his left leg. And Jackson, you're right, thought it went off the Pacers.
Pacers have 4 seconds. Johnson just can't get a hold of it. And Anthony having a sequence he'd rather forget there. Just never could get hold of the basketball. You know what we're going to be seeing here now, Quinn? Rick Carlisle has 12 players, so many more different combinations that have not played together yet this year.
Yeah, well, that's been something that Rick has really had to deal with, not knowing who he was going to have available. So if you don't know who you want to start, if you take a look at Allen Iverson taking a little bit of a break.
He poured in 14 points already in this first quarter. So it stands. He's on way now to 56 if that pattern continues. Looking for his 3rd consecutive 50-point game. Hasn't been done since Michael Jordan did it in 1987. And the only other player who has scored 50 in 3 or more consecutive games is Wilt the Stilt himself.
Do that. One thing that does, and I'm not sure everybody understands, that takes a lot out of, you know, you said 87. Michael Jordan had only been in the league about 3 years by that time, so he had those young legs.
And the fresh legs of Jeff Foster, only his 7th ball game, and he's been a rebounding and a scoring machine. A second to shoot. Oh, and he's got it.
How bad was that?
Mark Jackson hits at the buzzer. And that ends the first quarter with the Pacers holding the lead over Iverson and the Sixers on FSN Midwest.
It's 2 weeks to deal, where qualified Daimler Chrysler employee lessees can lease the exciting Crossfire for just $249 a month. Go on-road, off-road, or wherever your heart desires with the legendary performance of Jeep Grand Cherokee 4x4. Or arrive in style, no matter where you're going, in a new Chrysler 300. Your choice for only $249 a month. Plus, pay no security deposit. But hurry, 2 weeks to deal ends January 3rd.
I love this game because these guys do crazy stuff. Oh, very well.
I love this game because of the non-stop action.
I love this game because when I'm around sweaty men, I smell better.
I love this game because the thrill is never gone.
Francis will take it all away.
I love this game, and if you don't, you're fired.
Part of Showtime Unlimited. Add it for $12 or less per month. Call 1-800-DIRECTV to order now.
Fox Sports World, America's global sports channel.
Happy holidays from FSN Midwest.
One goal. One goal. One goal.
Monday night, it's the Pacers and the Hornets at Conseco Fieldhouse. Call 1-800-4NBA-TICKS. Hey Pacers fans, the Home Court Gift Shop is the place to get this year's hot Christmas item, the Pacers Retro Jersey from Reggie's rookie season. Available in any player number, or you can customize it. Get your retro today at the Home Court Gift Shop. Everything a Pacer fan needs.
Pacers basketball on FSN Midwest is brought to you by Dodge. To get anywhere, you've got to grab life by the horns. Dodge. And by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey, enjoyed in fine establishments and questionable joints everywhere.
In that first quarter, other than Allen Iverson, the Philadelphia 76ers, the rest of the team have hit 3 field goals, and that's one of them. Degree of difficulty 2.7 at the buzzer, as Allen Iverson will sit out the start of this second period. In the first, he already put together his highlight reel in 11 minutes, took 8 shots, hit 4 of them. Also went to the foul line 7 times, hit 6 of those. And 14 points in 11 minutes for Iverson in the first.
Oh no, they deflected the ball.
But that is not the call. Derek Stafford gives the ball to Philadelphia.
Officials missed that one. Allen gets the rest. He's got those numbers, but he also has 2 fouls. So that's the other thing I think the Pacers want to try to take advantage of if they can.
Backdoor Williamson, who has started the last couple of games with Kenny Thomas out, but Williamson, who was the 6th-man award winner when he played under Rick Carlisle with Detroit in 2002. Michael Curry, playing his 4th game as a Pacer, also played with Williamson under Rick Carlisle on that Detroit Central Division winning team. 6 seconds to shoot. Jones, no. Foster is open. He shoots. And former Pacer, former everybody, Kevin Ollie.
He's been with a lot of people.
One of the great ones in the league, persevered, and now he's back to Philadelphia for the 3rd time. He's been on 10 different teams. Had a terrific stint with Indiana, coming over with Ron Artest and Brad Miller in that deal with the Bulls for Jalen Rose and Travis Best. Jones fights it all the way, and Freddie Jones has gotten that one down. Doesn't matter who and how many defenders are there with him.
Very confident getting to that right hand, shooting that one off the glass.
And Freddie Jones is guarding Kyle Korver. And that's out of bounds off of Philadelphia. The contention in the first game, Korver, who thrills Jim O'Brien, is a big fan of the 3-pointer, hit the 7 3-pointers, but Freddie Jones did not play. And you know, Jones would have been wrapping him up. Korver hit the 3 with 3.7 seconds to go in regulation to send in overtime when Allen Iverson was the hero, scoring the winning basket at the buzzer in OT. Jones gives it to Foster. Oh, a tough shot, and he's got it, and he is fouled.
Well, it really was, because it looked like an opportunity for Jackson to get a charge, but Jeff is able to get to the side, screen and roll. Good pass. Now watch. Jackson gets out. Jeff does a nice job avoiding that, getting hip checked and getting it on the glass.
A twisting move by the feisty one himself. And here he is, Quinn. We're just starting the second quarter, and he's a couple of points shy of double figures right here. Jeff last year had 6 points and 7 rebounds a game. And you see what he's doing this season, and he's only played 6 games, and he's still recovering from the hip surgery. So you wonder what he's going to look like when he's at full strength.
You know that he was very much missed. Offensive foul. Ooh. Yeah, that's on Williamson.
So Williamson gets his first try to. I thought it might have been Iverson.
Yeah, I know you did.
Who just checked in. 2 minutes in to this second quarter. Jim O'Brien did some great things in Boston. Took over a 12-22 ball club. And then his first full season brought the Celtics to the playoffs for the first time in 7 years, got them to the conference finals. The next year, as the 6th seed, they knocked off the Pacers in the first round. Fred Jones. So Freddie Jones, who, as this season continues, looks to be the Pacers' super sub. So versatile at 6'2". On the defensive end, he's shown that he could guard anybody up to a 6'9" Al Harrington. Korver, there's Jones stopping that 3-point attempt. And Indiana gets the ball back. So Freddie Jones on the offensive end and now here on the defensive end, trying to thwart Korver, who had 5 3-pointers against Utah on Monday in 7 attempts. He has made the second most 3-pointers in the NBA this year, 66.
Yeah, this is a good call here. Let Freddie take. Kyle Korver is a smart defender, but he's not a great defender.
And Jones gets by him.
Oh, yeah, you stay here. Corliss Williamson just pushed Jeff Foster.
And Williamson has his second. So 1 and 2 for Williamson within a matter of possessions.
You see right here, Fred wins it, but you'll see coming out of there all of a sudden, see Jeff, just as he starts to leap, he ends up under the basket because of the foul on Corliss Williamson.
You know, Fred Jones is starting to remind me of with that step and beating people off the dribble, going back to the old Denver Nugget days, and David Thompson. And he's the kind of guy who also has that leaping ability.
He's athletic that way.
Here he goes again, trying to take advantage of Korver on this side of the floor. Gets by him and again swoops to the hoop. The adventures of Indiana Jones. And he is dissecting Kyle Korver. And it's an 8-0 run for the Pacers.
It put Jim O'Brien in a tough bind because Korver hadn't made a shot. And then defensively, he can't stop Fred Jones. So at some point, you may get that 3-point shooter out of the game. That's why Rick is taking advantage of the fact that Korver can't guard it. See, they've switched and put Aaron McKee on him.
And the Pacers also slowing this down, a half-court game. Philadelphia unable to get out on the break. Nice pass by Jones, the reverse by Foster. And Jeff Foster in double figures already with 10 points. If he gets the double-double, he usually gets the rebounds first.
Well, you got to look at Fred Jones really getting it going, too.
And this will be a foul on Anthony Johnson. Johnson gets his second, but the Pacers lead by 11 with a timeout at Conseco Fieldhouse.
What's driving Indiana? Ford F-150. It's got the pulling power to easily merge onto 465 with a boat in tow. No other truck can pull more or haul more. Ford F-150. It's not just built for tough, it's driving Indiana. And now get $4,000 cash back plus $1,000 bonus cash for a total of up to $5,000 cash. Visit your Indiana Ford store today. F-150, built for the road ahead.
This holiday season, take a look at what you have. You may discover you're already rich.
On the football field, no one was tougher than Iron Mike Ditka.
The most intense football player I'd ever been around.
As a coach, his passion consumed him.
High voltage temper, out of control most of the time.
His intensity turned a dying franchise into a champion.
The greatest honor was winning the Super Bowl as a coach of the Bears.
That nearly cost him his life in return.
I don't think anyone was shocked when Mike had his heart attack.
Beyond the Glory, Sunday at a special time on FSN.
Welcome back to Conseco Fieldhouse. Holiday feeling here as the Indiana Pacers begin a 3-game homestand with Detroit coming in 12:30 start Christmas Day, Saturday, and then the New Orleans Hornets on Monday night starting at 7. So a timeout here at Conseco Fieldhouse, and Indiana with Rick Carlisle inserting Fred Jones, and Freddie making an impact in a hurry.
Al, we talked about him at the beginning of the game, his ability to make plays, and what we talked about more so was defensively. But there's an opportunity with Kyle Korver not having the foot speed for Freddie to take advantage. Pacers see that opportunity. Fred's done a nice job getting to the rim, either scoring, and on the one time he's got 4 assists, and that's really one of the things I think is really underappreciated about Fred, is his ability to find people and deliver the ball where they can score.
He was extremely missed back on November 12th in Philadelphia. 76ers winning it 106-104 in overtime. A gallant effort by Indiana They were up 17 points with 4 minutes left in the third, and then just hanging on because they had addressed only the minimum of 8 players, even though that game, the big three were playing, and it was a career high of 39 for Jermaine O'Neal. Artest hit for 29. Steven Jackson had 5 3-pointers at 17 points.
Yeah.
But in the end, 3 players had fouled out, including O'Neal and Tinsley, and the Pacers actually ended the overtime with only 5 players available, and just ran out of gas down to the last second. Jones this time over Iguodala. Foster tipping for it, and it's Iverson reeling out.
This is where he's tough.
The alley-oop. Iguodala in traffic. There's Korver for the first open look, and there it is. He doesn't need much time.
Well, it made a difference when if he's guarding Fred, it's a little easier. What happened that time is they put Iguodala on Fred, and that means that the other person, it's harder for Fred to get back to Korver, and that's what you got to keep in mind. That's a great move by Austin there.
And to get by the big shot-blocking Samuel Dalembert. And a little twist at the end for Austin Crozier. Happy to get back with all the injuries that he has sustained while hanging in there while others fall around him. That's off of Philadelphia. That's their 7th turnover of this first half. So Crozier, the last 3 games out with a sprained ankle, but he's been playing with the cracked rib, and you can see he's still wearing the protector underneath the jersey. The broken bone in his thumb. He also bruised his wrist. Playing on until the last one. And I think he had a well-deserved 10 days off, not just for the ankle, but just for everything. He has been the workhorse, as has Jeff Foster here tonight. How about that?
And give Reggie some credit as well. Jeff was able to complete a tough shot out. No doubt about it. Reggie turned the corner. The help came, got there. Just to watch Reggie turn the corner. Dalembert steps out, and you see coming over, tries to be Kenny Thomas. He's just not there in time. So they're putting Kyle Korver in a tough position defensively. He makes decisions, you take advantage. Good play by Austin.
Almost got it back to Foster. 12 points, 4 rebounds for Foster. Turnover number 8. Iverson knew it.
Yeah, he knew he got caught. I think at first he thought that Kyle Korver was going to take the shot. But anyway, he got caught going in the air, coming back, throwing the ball down before he came down. And you're not allowed to do that, to make a pass to yourself.
He's 29 years old in his 9th season. But for Allen Iverson, he must feel as if he's played 16 years with all the banging he has had from players wrestling him and the way he plays the game all over the floor. Jamal Tinsley is back in. They say Reggie Miller was on the sideline. Well, tonight we have a home court gift shop game night special for you, and you'll need it. Selected long sleeve Pacers t-shirts, just $16. So log on to ConsecoFieldhouse.com and click on to home court.
And take a look at how small the Pacers are with this lineup.
And there's the big man Dalembert standing above everybody. Iverson wheels around, and it's off of Philly and out of bounds.
They got Dalembert out there who's really not a threat in the post, so they can go small. Jim O'Brien making a plea.
The 76ers will not return home until January 10th for a game. After this one, they'll actually be home for Christmas, then go back on the road for a Monday game in Portland. And then we'll play 7 games on the West Coast. Oh, Tinsley may have just gotten his 3rd foul, reaching in for the missed shot, and that's the call.
Well, he really did, and he actually had Allen Iverson with Allen's third, because as he starts to turn the corner right here, Allen Iverson gets his hand off of him late. There's no question that he floats, but boy, I'm not so sure that Kenny Thomas didn't move into his position, and a frustrated Jamal Tinsley, who only got to come back out on the floor in less than a minute and a half.
Well, Tinsley coming off the ankle injury. We'll get a chance to rest, and there is the elusive Andre Iguodala. Oh, no,
that was Iguodala. Williamson threw it to it, but that's the Boston play. They used to run it with Pierce and Walker.
Timeout taken by the Pacers. They still lead by 8.
It's big, it's here, and it's better than ever. Toyotathon 05. The year's biggest event is on with the largest selection and great values on your favorite Toyota trucks. Like the awesome full-size Tundra, now with 1.9% financing for 60 months or 1,000 customer cash. And you have to see the all-new Tacoma, bigger and more powerful with an available 245 horsepower V6 engine. And check out its deck rail system. Toyotathon 05. Quality, selection, value. Now that's moving you forward.
Ooh, fajitas. Ooh, fajitas. Ooh, fajitas.
There's a whole new way to look at fajitas.
Ooh, fajitas.
Taco Bell's Fajita Grilled Stuffed Burrito. Authentic carne asada steak and grilled fajita vegetables, all wrapped in a flour tortilla and grilled to go.
Ooh, fajitas.
For sizzling fajita taste, think outside the bun.
We got boats, we got boats at Ted's Aquamarine.
Your Mercury outboard dealer. Visit us today for great service, selection, and top name brand boats at affordable prices. The 28th Annual Open House and Fishing Clinic is going on January 8th. Pro fisherman Denny Brower at 11 a.m. and Sunday, local pros at 11 a.m.
Get the boat you want when you see what you like at Ted's Aquamarine.
Yeah.
Pacers basketball on FSN Midwest is brought to you by Toyota. Choose any direction as long as it's moving forward. And by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun.
And we welcome you back to Conseco Fieldhouse. Everybody, the Pacers on top by 8. You know, without Jermaine O'Neal, Ron Artest, and Steven Jackson, I asked Jamal Tinsley just how much his game has changed, and he certainly erupted scoring-wise lately, pouring in a career-high 33 points in Chicago on Saturday night. And he said, you know, I've had to change my game a lot, and I just decided to take it all upon myself. We've been shorthanded so much, and there's so much uncertainty that since we don't know what the lineup looks like, I decided that I'll be the constant, and that's what I'm going to be. And Al, he showed that in Chicago Saturday night with his numbers, don't you think?
Well, he certainly did, and he took 31 shots on that night. His former high was 22, and that's a lot of shots for Tinsley. The Indiana NBA mark in a game is 34. Goes back a few years to Super John Williamson. Miller for three. Swish.
Boy, he was determined to get that shot off. Came off a screen and had the ball fake just to get himself a clean look. And Reggie doesn't normally do that. Must have been called out of the timeout.
Under the radar screen tonight, Reggie Miller, a quiet 8 points in the time that he has played. A very loud 18 for Iverson. This time he gets the assist. And D'Alembert smacks in his first field goal. Iverson this year placed at the point guard position from the shooting guard of last year. Jim O'Brien making the move. Iverson's averaging 7 assists a game. Reggie looking around. He wanted that shot. Instead, the foul is called on Kyle Korver.
And on the last possession, you see Reggie look. He ball fakes, gets Korver up. And there's no question because he gets his head up right away and he's looking at the basket. So much so that they've been putting pressure on Korver. They're taking him out and coming with some quickness in Willie Green. But I'm not sure. Willie Green's an offensive player too. So Reggie's going to be tough to deal with because he's got his offensive confidence going.
Well, Korver has the big three-point shooting repertoire, but on the other end of the floor, he's given up 3 field goals to Fred Jones and that 3 to Reggie Miller. So he has been outscored 9-2 in his short stint. This is on D'Alembert, so he has picked up his 3rd personal foul. First-round draft pick out of Seton Hall. Came out after his sophomore season. Jim O'Brien, players coach, extremely well respected and liked around the league. And he returns home to Philadelphia. He started at St. Joe's, was assistant coach there. He's the son-in-law of Jack Ramsey, and he is all Philadelphia, and he has embraced Allen Iverson, and likewise Iverson has embraced O'Brien and trying to put it together here in Philly. Interesting note, Glenn Robinson, the big dog, has been out all season because of tendonitis of the ankle, but he had not been around the team, but yesterday he practiced with the Sixers. He will probably travel with the team when they head out to the West Coast, and they may activate him on the trip if he feels he can go. Speculation all along was that they were trying to move Glenn Robinson and make a deal.
And it's been hard to figure out as you talk to their staff whether Glenn decided he wanted to play or if all of a sudden He realized that he wasn't going to get traded, which he really wanted, without being on the floor. Tough play. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's a tough one.
But a great save by Crozier. Alley-oop. Oh!
Fred was going to have to adjust, and he knew it because Jackson was coming. Right here, nice job. The one thing that Harrison does well is he can block shots. Does a nice job forcing that miss on the part of Corliss Williamson.
Well, he has 19 blocked shots in the previous 4 ball games. Running after that with Jackson. And they'll call a foul on Harrison, forcing Jackson out of bounds.
Oh, I'll tell you, that's a tough one there.
So the first foul on Harrison and Philly with the ball.
And watch the ball. I mean, Jackson gets over there. Please, that's a tough one there. I'm telling you.
Tougher on the rookie. Foster coming back in, and Crozier gets a nice hand as he leaves with 6 points in this first half. His first game after sitting out the last 10 days. Williamson makes the fake. There's the foul. And no question about that as the veteran hangs up the rookie. So the second foul on Harrison. He's been doing a better job staying out of foul trouble, which was a real problem a little earlier when he got some very valuable playing time with all the injuries. But right now he's up front with Jeff Foster. Scott Pollard again not playing tonight because of the back injury, and that continues now. He's been out the last 10 games. Williamson where he likes it.
Too easy on his own. He had a little lob. I mean, that wasn't challenged very well at all.
Pacers, though, still lead by 9. Sixers have won the last 2 road games to lift them to 3-8 on the road. Was that deflected? Yeah, they say it'll be Indiana ball. So, Quinn, you were talking about the ease of Corliss Williamson getting in.
Yeah, in a zone, this is the area that you should be protecting. If you watch right here, Williamson gets a chance to get it. Now watch, he just runs right down the lane, and nobody gets to him. You can't let anybody get there. If he's standing anywhere in that area against a zone, there's got to be at least 2 people around him. There were not in that zone.
Rick Carlisle takes out Harrison with the 2 fouls. Austin Crozier back in. Rick tonight the liberty of actually making these kind of changes with 12 players dressed for only the 2nd time this year. He already went to 10 different players in the first quarter. Freddie Jones tries to save it. And Crozier punches it to Foster. A little volleyball action there.
A lot of great effort is what that was. I mean, Jeff Foster kept it alive initially, and I wasn't sure Fred could get to the ball, but athletic enough on that long one to get it coming back to a position where the Pacers can get control.
And a foul there on Philly, and Willie Green has his 2nd personal.
See, Fred gets his save here. I mean, he just tries to get it airborne, if you will. Got it airborne, and then Austin came up with it.
Austin Crozier has made some spectacular saves already, so the Pacers hustling, and Reggie Miller could give them a double figures lead with 2 from the foul line. Nothing but the net for Reggie Miller. 24,438 points in his illustrious career. Moving in on number 12 all-time, Patrick Ewing. And Reggie's about 375 away. He has 10 points tonight and 5 of 5 from the foul line. And Indiana by 11, trying to stop the red-hot Allen Iverson for 3. And he hits, and he's just fading away off balance. 21 points for Iverson in the first half, but the good news, the Pacers have held them to 7 in the 2nd quarter.
This guy can make tough shots, I'm telling you.
Iverson held to just 15 in the first game against Indiana. He missed 18 of his 23 shots, and Reggie Miller now feeling it.
Good sight to see. Good sight to see. Yeah, it really is, because Green is a scorer. Reggie was able to step into that shot with ease.
Reggie having the 3 days rest, and you could see it helping him out. Over the weekend, it was back-to-back, and the second game in Chicago, season low of 4 points for Reggie. The only game he's been under double figures this year, shooting 2 of 13 in that one. Tonight, 3 of 4 from the line, from the field, 5 of 5 from the foul line. And right there, he gets Willie Green, foul number 3. And we'll have a timeout. A little over 2 minutes to go. Reggie finds the hoop.
With a smooth ride, available navigation system, and luxuriously quiet interior, the new Jeep Liberty Limited Edition makes you feel like you're in the middle of nowhere, even when you're not. Get 0% financing plus holiday bonus cash plus a holiday cash allowance for up to $4,200 in total savings through January 3rd.
You are so cute.
No, you're cuter.
See how adorable you are. Wish you were here.
Dude, she sounds hot. Get me on the horn.
Is someone there?
The television?
Honey, hang up the phone. What was that? I can't believe you.
So, how about that game last night?
Yeah.
And we welcome you back to Conseco Fieldhouse. Everybody, make sure you stick around for the halftime show. On Pacers Game Night, we told you about holiday parties that recently were hosted by Jermaine O'Neal, Jeff Foster, and Fred Jones. Coming up at halftime, we'll see how one of those parties has actually sparked a new rivalry within the Pacers locker room. You got to stick around to check that out. That's coming up at halftime, so stay tuned. Al?
And Reggie Miller off to a good start. He and Jeff Foster share the team scoring honors here in the first half. 12 points apiece. And Reggie Miller squaring off against Allen Iverson, who has scored 21 of the Sixers' 38 points. The next leading scorer for the Sixers, Corliss Williamson and Mark Jackson, each with 4 points. Reggie Miller, who had not taken a foul shot in his last 2 games, and he is making up for it here tonight. One of the top 5 all-time best foul shooters, and he continues to bat 1,000 this season. 29 for 29 in this his 8th ball game. Pacers by a dozen. Green stays on the floor with the 3 fouls, and that's what he does best, finding a hole. Willie Green has started the last 4 games, and what got him into the starting lineup, Philly was down by 18 in the game against Denver. He came off the bench and in 15 minutes exploded for 17 points. Miller thought he had that one, just short. It was right on line.
Well, I thought he had him too.
Iverson gets by 2 of the Pacers. That leaves Williamson open. Foster gets the hand on it. And Jones and Johnson in the backcourt. Tinsley on the bench with 3 personal fouls. Jamal had that quick start, 7 points in the first quarter. Jones gets some room. Jackson takes a dive. Foster heads in, knocking over several bodies on the way, and just Jeff totally out of control. That's a tough pass to Foster at that point.
That's a great call, Al. It is a tough pass to Jeff. You have to give Jeff the pass where he can see where it's going. You can see he had to reach back for the ball, so Jeff could not see what was in front of him, so he ended up running over the defender.
Foster's made 6 of his 7 shots tonight. Got to pick up a little bit with the rebounds. Only 4 in this first half.
He just picked up a steal that time.
He's averaged 16 rebounds a game over the last 4. 65 boards to be exact in the last 4 games for the workhorse, Jeff Foster. Reggie open just for the moment. This time they get it to Foster to be able to make his moves.
Got no lift. He's tired. He had absolutely no lift on that.
Iverson against Johnson. Squirts by, and the foul.
First of all, if you can't be getting to the rim, somebody's got to step up as soon as the man is beat. Or beaten, if you will.
So Foster gets his second personal foul. And here is Iverson. He finds the seam.
Yeah, I think Jeff is the guy that Rick has got to be looking to get out, because he didn't have any of the pop to get over there in position to get the foul, so he ended up reaching.
Iverson, 23 points. He has hit 7 of 13 from the floor. One of those a three-pointer, 8 of 10 from the foul line. So there's no question about it. Allen Iverson understands the historic nature of this game, trying to join only Wilt Chamberlain and Michael Jordan to become the third player all time in the NBA to score 50 points in 3 consecutive ball games. Well, Friday, a special presentation of Fox NFL Sunday. Brett Favre leads the Packers against Dante Culpepper and the Vikings, and both teams fighting for playoff position. Coverage of the Fox NFL Sunday special begins Friday at 3 Eastern Time. Well, those are the numbers over the last 5 for the offensive machine from Philadelphia. He's averaged 40 points a game over the last 5. He has taken the scoring leadership in the NBA, something he's won already on 3 occasions. He's moved a full point ahead of Kobe Bryant. And trying to carry the Philadelphia 76ers up in that Atlantic division. Although they're 4 under 500, they're just 2.5 games behind the first place Knicks, who are 13 and 12. Harrison is in for Foster. Crozier has come up short with his outside shots here tonight.
No, I just looked at Allen Iverson telling his guys he wants to try to get this thing down again going into the half, so they go flat with what they call it. The help looks like it should be on Fred Jones' side, because you got 2 non-shooters over there, and that's exactly where they forced the ball.
It leaves Iguodala open, and Fred Jones has it. He has time. Jones shoots.
Oh, I thought he had it too. He had one more dribble in him.
So Allen Iverson scores 23 in his hunt for 50 here tonight. 23 at the half, very much in range. But it's been all Iverson. It's not been enough for the Sixers, who trail the hometown Pacers at halftime.
There's only 2 weeks to deal on America's hottest products. For 2 weeks only, buy any new Dodge and make no monthly payments until May 2005. Or lease and pay no security deposit. Now, qualified returning Daimler Chrysler lessees can grab a Ram 1500 Quad Cab SLT for just $199 a month. Plus, grab Dodge's 770 Powertrain Limited Warranty. But you've got to get it in gear, because 2 weeks to deal ends January 3rd.
At CarQuest, our people go above and beyond the call of duty to help the technician working on your car by supplying them with superior service and only quality auto parts. And with nearly 4,000 stores and over 130,000 CarQuest parts to choose from, we'll be there when you need us. CarQuest, the professional choice.
I will pass some blind curves.
I will back up on the interstate.
Disregard stop signs.
Run red lights. Refuse to yield.
Fall asleep at the wheel.
Tailgate at high speeds.
I will drink and drive.
Even in good weather, there are still hazardous driving conditions.
I will never see you coming.
I will be out there, but safety starts with you. Buckle up, drive safe, arrive alive.
It's big, it's here, and it's better than ever. Toyotathon 05. The year's biggest event is on, with the largest selection and great values on your favorite Toyota trucks. Like the awesome full-size Tundra, now with 1.9% financing for 60 months or 1,000 customer cash. And you have to see the all-new Tacoma, bigger and more powerful, with an available 245 horsepower V6 engine. And check out its deck rail system. Toyotathon 05. Quality.
With NFL Sunday Ticket from DirecTV, you can go everywhere the action is.
Play with that!
Come on, 2 out of 3. Simon says arms out. Good. Nachos.
From stadium to stadium, all around the league.
Got it.
See this Sunday's pivotal matchups. Order NFL Sunday Ticket pay per day for just $39.99. Only from DirecTV.
Sand painting is practiced by many cultures.
Notice how they place the sand, one grain at a time. They've been working on this piece for over 8 days. I'm sorry, no pictures, please. Just look at the detail.
Want to get away? Now you can. Go to Southwest.com for Southwest Airlines $39 to $149 internet specials to 59 destinations nationwide. Purchased by January 16.
You are now free to move about the country.
Sports, FoxSports.com on MSN. Season's greetings from FSN Midwest.
Welcome back to Conseco Fieldhouse, everybody. Right now at the half, it's 50-42 Indiana Pacers, and we welcome you to our halftime show here on FSN Midwest. I'm your host, Stacey Pates. Now, if you were watching Pacers game night, we told you about Jermaine O'Neal, Jeff Foster, and Freddie Jones hosting some holiday parties. Well, there's one in particular that's gotten some things started in the locker room of the Indiana Pacers. Fred Jones, he may be the best dunker in the NBA right now, but you'll see that on this night, his skills were anything but a slam dunk.
Andy. Yeah. What's wrong with Mark? Yo, I'm seeing double. I can't see.
Freddie is a much better basketball player than he is a video game player. And as is obvious in the films, I don't think he beat me in a single thing, and he gave up on several things and quit on the kids and complained about the screen and said he was seeing double.
Yeah, Freddie, get last. Man, my thing is broke. Switch cars. Switch cars. Nah, definitely they didn't get the best. You know, I got to get a kid some kind of glory, you know, and let them enjoy themselves today. You know, this is their day. It's not for me. So, of course, I let the kids win a couple games. You know, Jeff, he's a big kid at heart.
I don't know what Fred Jones has going on, but basketball is definitely in his best interest to stick with.
Come on.
Now, doesn't everybody do that? You know, if you're playing tennis and you can't hit the ball, you blame the racket. How's Freddie going to blame the game? It's okay, Freddie. If you can't drive, it's okay. We're not mad at you. And Jeff said you need to stick with basketball, so we'll watch you on the court in the second half. We'll be back with more on the halftime report from Conseco Fieldhouse coming right back at you. It's 50-42 Pacers. We'll be right back.
It's 2 weeks to deal, where qualified returning Daimler Chrysler employee lessees can lease the exciting Sebring sedan for just $149 a month. Or choose the spacious Town & Country, the first minivan with stow-and-go seating and storage. And even the adventurous four-wheel drive Jeep Liberty, your choice for only $149 a month. Plus, pay no security deposit. But hurry, 2 weeks to deal ends January 3rd. So get to your Chrysler and Jeep superstores today.
Wednesday and Thursday only at Circuit City. All CDs are on sale for just $9.99 or less. Choose from thousands of the hottest CDs. All on sale for just $9.99 or less Wednesday and Thursday only. And while you're there, be sure to pick up a Circuit City gift card, too. It's the perfect gift for everyone on your list. Last-minute shopping has never been easier. Hurry into Circuit City today.
You're just what I needed.
This holiday season, take a look at what you have. You may discover you're already rich.
This week on the Best Damn Sports Show, period.
Tiger Woods, the Eagles, Terrell Owens, and former Lakers coach Phil Jackson.
This week at 9 and midnight Eastern.
Hey, 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 it's Fred Albert.
Hey, 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 watch me play. Now this one is going through the rafters, and before it hits the bottom of the net, I will have filled out my official NBA All-Star ballot.
Throw it down, big man.
Okay. Hey, 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 What did I say?
Send your favorite players to NBA All-Star 2005 in Denver. Watch all the action live February 20th on TNT.
It's 50-42 Indiana Pacers here at Conseco Fieldhouse. And we thank you for joining us on our halftime report. And the Pacers, of course, will be playing on Christmas Day here at Conseco Fieldhouse against the reigning world champion Detroit Pistons. And also another game to tell you about on Monday night. Baron Davis has been activated for New Orleans and might possibly make an appearance on the court on Monday versus the Pacers. 7 p.m. Tickets are still available. Go to Ticketmaster, call 1-800-4NBA-TICKS, or you can go to Pacers.com or KonsecoFieldhouse.com. Right now, Allen Iverson leads all scorers with 23 points, and Reggie Miller chipped in 14, which leads all Indiana Pacers. Here's a look at Reggie Miller. 14 for him in the first half. It's 50-42. We'll be back for the second half next.
There's only 2 weeks to deal on America's hottest products. For 2 weeks only, buy any new Dodge and make no monthly payments until May 2005. Or lease and pay no security deposit. Now, qualified returning Daimler Chrysler lessees can grab a Dodge Grand Caravan SXT for just $199 a month. Plus, grab Dodge's 770 Powertrain Limited Warranty. But you've got to get it in gear, because 2 weeks to deal ends January 3rd.
Fajitas. Ooh, fajita. Ah!
Ooh, fajitas. There's a whole new way to look at fajitas.
Ooh, fajitas.
The Fajita Grilled Stuffed Burrito from Taco Bell. Loaded with authentic carne asada steak and grilled fajita vegetables. All wrapped in a flour tortilla and grilled to go.
Ooh, fajitas.
For sizzling fajita taste, think outside the bun.
I will pass some blind curves.
I will back up on the interstate.
Disregard stop signs.
Run red lights. Refuse to yield.
Fall asleep at the wheel.
Tailgate at high speeds.
I will drink and drive.
Even in good weather, there are still hazardous driving conditions.
I will never see you coming.
I will be out there, but safety starts with you. Buckle up, drive safe, arrive alive.
We got boats, we got boats at Ted's Aquamarine.
Your Mercury outboard dealer. Visit us today for great service, selection, and top name brand boats at affordable prices. The 28th Annual Open House and Fishing Clinic is going on January 8th. Pro fisherman Denny Brower at 11 a.m. and Sunday, local pros at 11 a.m.
Get the boat you want when you see what you like at Ted's Aquamarine.
Yeah. It's big, it's here, and it's better than ever. Toyotathon 05. The year's biggest event is on with the largest selection and great values on your favorite Toyota trucks. Like the awesome full-size Tundra, now with 1.9% financing for 60 months or 1,000 customer cash. And you have to see the all-new Tacoma, bigger and more powerful with an available 245 horsepower V6 engine. And check out its deck rail system. Toyotathon 05. Quality, selection, value. Now that's moving you forward.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
Welcome back to Conseco Fieldhouse. We are at halftime, and the Indiana Pacers are halfway from 100 points in this game, and Allen Iverson is almost halfway to 50. He has 23 at the half, but his last ball game he had 51 and the Sixers lost. Again, he's putting up the points. Fans want to see him score. They're seeing him do that, but the rest of his team, the next high scorer is 4. A lot of Sixers standing around. They trail the Pacers by 8.
I mean, that's what happens when you have a guy that scores so much like Allen Iverson. I mean, he's a tremendous scorer. I don't think there's any doubt about it. And what the Pacers have been trying to do is to corral him, but he is so clever with the basketball and such a good athlete. He can get into places that most people have trouble. If you don't get to him early, Al, he can knock down shots with range. And once you start getting there, then he looks for the opportunity to get to the rim. So the Pacers have got to hold everybody else down because Allen Iverson is having a good first half.
All right, Quinn, let's crunch the numbers in the first half. Pacers shooting well, 47 points, 47% led by Reggie Miller with 14 points. 12 of 15 from the foul line. That 8 of 10 for Philadelphia from the foul line, that's all Allen Iverson. Pacers +3 on the boards,
4 block shots, including 2 by James Jones. Both teams' benches with 11 points apiece, and Rick Carlisle able to use the bench tonight because he finally has all 12 players dressed. We'll be back with the second half.
With faster acceleration than a BMW 325xi and an Audi TT, the all-new Hemi-powered Jeep Grand Cherokee conquers the road like a sports car. And with our exclusive QuadraDrive 2 4-wheel drive system, it conquers everything else like a trail-rated Jeep 4x4. Now, during the Jeep year-end sales drive, get a combined cash allowance of $2,000 on Grand Cherokee. Hurry, ends January 3rd.
On the football field, no one was tougher than Iron Mike Ditka.
The most intense football player I'd ever been around.
As a coach, his passion consumed him.
High voltage temper, out of control most of the time.
His intensity turned a dying franchise into a champion.
The greatest honor was winning the Super Bowl as a coach of the Bears.
That nearly cost him his life in return.
I don't think anyone was shocked when Mike had his heart attack.
Beyond the Glory, Sunday at a special time on FSN. It's IMAX, home of the funniest, freshest opinions in sports.
It don't mean a thing if you ain't got that bling. He's one of the most feared athletes in the history of American sports.
Every weeknight, Max takes on today's biggest names.
Welcome back to my ongoing argument with the whole wide world.
IMAX, tonight on FSN.
Have you noticed that networks that feature dinosaurs, kitchen makeovers, their shows about dead guys, have been adding cool car shows to their lineup? Some even claim to be the first men's network. Yeah, right. Speed Channel is dedicated to adrenaline junkies and gearheads 24/7.
Trouble! Rewind for the win!
Racing to restoration, classics to concepts. Speed Channel. Fuel your passion 24/7.
Weeknights on FX.
Can I put a gun rack on my bike?
Do you know how long I've been waiting for you to ask me that?
Now's your chance to get a whole new look at a real American family.
This is that thing about me giving 110%, right?
Bobby, if you weren't my son, I'd hug you.
FX takes you straight to Hill. King of the Hill. Weeknights on FX.
Seasonings from FSN Midwest.
Battered and bruised, the Pacers saddle up once more, looking for an answer to the answer. The Pacers and Sixers on FSN Midwest. Well, that was the last time these two teams faced one another in Philadelphia. Iverson, a 5 of 23 night from the floor, and only 15 points, but he hit the game winner at the end of overtime. And there are your two leading scorers in the first half. Iverson, 23 points, and Reggie Miller looks very fresh after 3 days off, and he has clicked for 14. Reggie averaging 17 points a game in the 7 games he has played this year. First half scoring leaders brought to you by Chrysler, and you see a major dip after Allen Iverson. It's a canyon with Williamson and Jackson with 4 points. There's Foster trying to tie Reggie Miller's 14, and Philadelphia with the basketball.
Canyon.
Dropping down to those next high scorers.
To the depths there.
And we'll see if the Sixers move the ball around. Iverson comes up short. Pacers start with Tinsley in the backcourt along with Reggie Miller. Jamal getting into foul trouble with 3 in the first half, although he did score 7 points in his 8 minutes. Indiana sloppy the first 2 possessions, and Iverson just whisks by.
And that was an example of what I've talked about with him. He is so quick with the basketball. I mean, he was on the defense and threw it before anybody could react.
And it is Tinsley coming off his career-high 33. He hasn't played much, and still the Pacers have taken the lead, dominated most of the first half. Tinsley with Green, who has 3 personal fouls. The shovel to Foster, and it counts, and the foul on Philly. And that is the 4th on Willie Green.
This is one of those plays where Willie Green looks to be making the right decision. He comes and steps out, and the official felt that he was moving into Jeff Foster. Willie Green cannot believe it.
So this is the kind of night, and a technical foul has been called. I believe it's on Jim O'Brien.
Yeah, it's on O'Brien. And I understand why he called it. I'm not sure we had a good angle. But based on the way they've been calling the rule, he felt that Willie Green was in position having stepped out of the box. The question that I've asked with this, and you know I've asked it periodically on the air, if the guy is stepping out of the box into the offensive player, can it still then be called an offensive foul? And what happened there was no. And that's what he's asking.
And Reggie Miller misses his first foul shot of the season. And there is Green moving into Foster.
Yeah, no
Unfortunately, we can't see where he was stepping. But Jim O'Brien, kind of an under-the-radar screen technical.
It sure was.
Under his breath.
Kind of did you make that call?
Yeah. But it got into the ear of the referee, and Jeff Foster continues to struggle. And there is Jim, and I think it's the hand placement. He was able to channel that right in the referee's ear. Foster 0 for 3 from the foul line. Pacers a cold start to the second half, including a Reggie Miller missed foul shot. Willie Green figures he better start shooting now before he goes out, but Jim O'Brien is leaving him in with the 4 fouls. If you're a player, how do you take that?
You better get some shots up if that's what you do.
By the way, Quinn, he's 1 for 6 from the floor. Reggie Miller, 3-ball, corner pocket. There you go.
You know what was impressive about that was the unselfishness for Austin to drive, to draw the defense. And I mean, it was a very small area, and to get Reggie that shot.
Joe Miller feeling it tonight, coming off his low of 4 points against Chicago. Iverson with a man on him, and he still hits from downtown. Allen Iverson putting on a show. He has 28 points. He is definitely going for it, trying to join Wilt Chamberlain and Michael Jordan, the only players in NBA history to have scored 50 points in 3 consecutive ball games. Iverson with 51 Monday against Utah, 54 Saturday against Milwaukee. Kenny Thomas.
That's one of those shots Kenny Thomas can make, but you know why he misses it? Because Allen normally kind of keeps the ball, and Kenny Thomas is in no rhythm.
Crozier the fake, and he sweeps by D'Alembert, and a beauty by Austin Crozier. Returning to the Pacers after missing the last 3 games. His last ball game at Sacramento, he was Indiana's high man with 21. So Crozier getting into the flow has been very active tonight. Pacers lead is 10. Iguodala, D'Alembert in traffic. So Samuel D'Alembert. He did not start playing basketball until he was 16. He was born in Haiti, moved to Montreal at the age of 14, and went to Seton Hall, left after his sophomore season, first-round draft pick by the Sixers. And he has an incredible amount of talent. Last year, actually, he was 7th in the league in block shots with 189, making 53 starts. But under Coach Jim O'Brien this season, started the year coming off the bench. Miller with the fake, and he makes it. Reggie Miller feeling it. He has 20 points. Trying to offset what Iverson is doing at the other end of the floor, and the Pacers again by 10. Remember, the Pacers led by 17 against Philadelphia with 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. But on that night, they had only 8 players dressed, and you could just see it in the eyes of Iverson tonight. He's got 30 already. Crozier. Crozier has been near the basket on his long shots. The field goals he's been making have been drives. There's Iverson searching, loses Foster from underneath. Tinsley, watch out. Green is coming.
He got
the block.
My goodness, I thought he might have got him on the top of the head.
Tinsley getting a little greedy there, and it could turn into almost a 3-point play. Tinsley had the breakaway, but he was waiting for Green to try to draw the foul with the basket, slowing down.
Boy, that's enough arm there that I think you could call it a foul. You think, Al? No, he got ball. No, he got ball. In all fairness, Willie Green just made a heck of a play.
Willie Green comes out with a Tayshaun Prince on that play. D'Alembert, 55% foul shooter. So Green, who can fly out of Detroit Mercy in his 2nd season, is the 11th leading scorer in the nation in college and in the starting lineup. Last year when Iverson was hurt, Green got the opportunity, as well as D'Alembert, to get that playing time. Green actually became Philadelphia's top scoring option. Tinsley, James Jones triggers that one.
It was real flat, never got it lifted over the rim.
Pacers struggling coming out here in the second half, but they still hold the lead. Iverson looking and throws it away. So Iverson with his 6th turnover of the game. So his assist to turnover ratio tonight is 2-6. And that counts.
Sure does. Iverson was disappointed. He tried to make a play with Iguodala, and the play didn't work, and Allen Iverson was pouting about it a little bit. And then Reggie Miller got the ball and was able to get into his offensive mode before Iverson ever got to him.
And D'Alembert just can't sink a basket no matter how close, getting into his offensive mode.
But it's better to foul him because he's not a good foul shooter.
James Jones has his second. It's only the second on the Pacers. Jones looking for his first points. He's making his 6th consecutive start. Says his jaw feels fine. The shot he took from Antonio Davis in Chicago on the Saturday night. But James Jones, tough customer, shaking it off, whereas Antonio had a semi-concussion from that. D'Alembert, one more shot. He did not play in the first game against the Indiana Pacers. At that time was watching from the bench as Jim O'Brien, new coach, trying to figure out his lineup and his rotation. Pacers by 7. Tinsley, and he sweeps by Green in a beauty.
Nice job there, just anticipating where the opening was.
Overdue by Jamal Tinsley. He's got the 3 fouls. He's all over Iverson. Watch out. And it's deflected or kicked by Foster out of bounds. So Jeff Foster, always in the middle of everything, almost came crashing across the press table. And there is Tinsley swooping to the hoop. Tinsley's averaged 28 a game over his last 3. Green lets it go. And Reggie Miller makes that happen. Tinsley taking a long look. Play is called off the bench. Pacers again trying to get that double figures lead, looking to go to 13-11 here tonight. Tinsley stays with it. And Willie Green actually got a break there. Could have been called for his 5th personal foul, but a rough night for Green. 4 fouls, 1 for 7 from the floor. All of that packed into 20 minutes of play. We have a timeout.
There's only 2 weeks to deal on America's hottest products. For 2 weeks only, buy any new Dodge and make no monthly payments until May 2005. Or lease and pay no security deposit. Now, qualified returning Daimler Chrysler lessees can grab a Ram 1500 Quad Cab SLT for just $199 a month. Plus, grab Dodge's 770 Powertrain Limited Warranty. But you've got to get it in gear, because 2 weeks to deal ends January 3rd.
At CarQuest, our people go above and beyond the call of duty to help the technician working on your car by supplying them with superior service and only quality auto parts. And with nearly 4,000 stores and over 130,000 CarQuest parts to choose from, we'll be there when you need us. CarQuest, the professional choice.
You are so cute.
No, you're cuter.
Think how adorable you are. Wish you were here.
Dude, she sounds hot. Get me on the horn.
Is someone there?
The television?
Honey, hang up the phone. What was that? I can't believe you.
So, how about that game last night? Yeah.
Pacers lead by 9. Jeff Foster getting off the bench, playing in his 7th game, returning from hip surgery, and he's been playing on a high level. He's had 18 rebounds in 3 games. Tonight, a season-high 14 points, even though he's still playing his way into shape, as he told us.
I got
one leg under me, but I'm just trying to get the other one back under me, and you know, I'm getting into better shape every game, and it's unfortunate that we're missing guys, but it's been a benefit for me in terms of trying to get back in shape and get ready.
Well, he has been all over the floor once again here tonight, putting in some heavy minutes and helping himself to play back into shape. Crozier, Foster whips it out to Tinsley. 9 seconds still on the clock.
Nice job.
Crozier for three. He shoots.
You take what you get there. That ball touched at least, I mean, there was 6 passes, 6 or 8 passes there. In the pro game, you don't see that very often.
Well, it's because Rick actually sneaking in a 6th player on the floor. We're so happy to have 12 players dressed. But Austin, 3 of 10. He's missed all 4 3-pointers, having difficulty showing in from the outside. He has not played in the last 10 days. Kenny Thomas comes up short, but there in the crowd is Foster. He's now 3 rebounds away from his 5th consecutive double-double. 14 points, 7 rebounds. Here's Crozier, where he's had the success. Oh! All the way, but unable to hit the layup.
Yeah, he was a little indecisive as to what he wanted to do, whether he wanted to dunk it, shoot it left-handed or right-handed. And so when he got to the rim, he just kind of threw it on the backboard.
Well, if he dunked it with both hands,
that would
not, yes, certainly would have settled it. Sixers are hanging around. They have Kyle Korver back on the floor.
It's the same medicine, too.
With Fred Jones, he stops, he pops. Long rebound, there's Foster. Makes a sensational save.
Jeff, I mean, that was a big-time save.
Pacers, oh, there's Foster calling for it, and he beats D'Alembert. Quick release by Foster inside. D'Alembert playing with the 3 personal fouls. And Foster and Reggie Miller, the 1-2 offensive punch here tonight. 16 for Foster, 22 for Miller. Finding that rebound is Austin Crozier. Long pass and a risky one.
But you got it anyway.
And Tinsley, he blows it. Indiana Pacers are definitely leaving the door open for the Sixers. And there should be a foul. D'Alembert puts the crush on Tinsley. So the Indiana Pacers see D'Alembert get his 4th personal foul, but 2 layups have been missed.
But the Pacers do a good job. You just watch how the ball is moved. Jeff gets it, now watch. He does a nice job getting into the defender and getting that one on the glass. Now remind you, that's after he saved the ball. He gets there and he was asking for it. D'Alembert, shot blocker, comes over. Foster able to get it on the backboard and down.
There's Foster, he waving somebody in. See, he's huffing and puffing, but playing through it. Harrison has replaced Crozier. Reggie steps away from Iverson. Swish! Reggie Miller on fire tonight. He has poured 10 of his 24 points into this 3rd quarter. And we still have that time remaining.
It's putting a lot of pressure on Allen Iverson.
Tinsley looking for the steal and leaves Green wide open.
Yeah, he did. He almost had it, but that's the risk when you go for a steal.
67-58, Indiana. Held the lead since early in the 1st quarter. Sixers were up 8-4. Tinsley now isolated against Green. There's the 3. And Jamal Tinsley's got to be shaking his head. What does he have to
do? You know, sometimes it goes like that. You come off a big game feeling like you just know what it takes to make it happen, and it doesn't quite stay with you. Sometimes it goes like Allen Iverson, who gets 50, comes back and gets 50 again. I mean, it is elusive. That's why when people get into those kind of rhythms, everybody, I believe, is so impressed with it.
Kevin Ollie is back in. Reggie Miller comes out for Indiana. Anthony Johnson is in. How about the shooting touch for Reggie tonight? 7 of 10 from the floor and 24 points. This one goes against number 25, Mark Jackson, who has just replaced D'Alembert, left with 4 fouls. And Jackson doesn't like it. His 2nd. Coming down to the final 3 minutes in this 3rd quarter. Pacers trying to make it 3 wins in their last 4 ball games. With Detroit coming in on Saturday, a 12:30 start. New Orleans on Friday, beginning, or rather on Monday, beginning at 7. Well, there's a call there, 3-second violation against Indiana. And when we return, Philadelphia will have the ball.
Wednesday and Thursday only at Circuit City. All CDs are on sale for just $9.99 or less. Choose from thousands of the hottest CDs. All on sale for just $9.99 or less Wednesday and Thursday only. And while you're there, be sure to pick up a Circuit City gift card, too. It's the perfect gift for everyone on your list. Last-minute shopping has never been easier. Hurry into Circuit City today. You're just what I needed.
This week on the best damn sports show, period. The stars come out for the holidays. Tiger Woods, the Eagles' Terrell Owens, former Lakers coach Bill Jackson, and country music star Tim McGraw. Plus, actors Jimmy Fallon and Charlie Sheen, comedian Drew Carey, and Serena Williams, and NBA legends Isaiah Thomas, Dominique Wilkins, Daryl Dawkins, and Julius Erving. This week at 9 and midnight Eastern.
Back to Conseco Fieldhouse, everybody. Welcome back. 67-58 Indiana Pacers. Joining me now, the very beautiful Vivica A. Fox. She's a native of Indianapolis, went to Arlington High School. Vivica, welcome to our show. We appreciate your taking time to hang out with us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas to you, too. Now, she surprised her family by coming home for the holidays, but you also took time out of your very busy schedule to hang out with the kids at IPS. Tell us about that.
Well, absolutely. You know, it's been a wonderful year for me, and you know, the least that I can do is give back to the community, and IPS reached out to me so that necessary funds would be granted to the IPS system, and I just lent my voice to let everybody know to support IPS schools, that they're needed, their voice, their funds, everything is needed to make sure that they have the same advantages that other schools do.
And Miss Vivica, thank you so much for everything you do in the community.
Absolutely. Much love to Indianapolis. I love you guys. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Here's to a great 2005.
All right. Thanks, Miss Vivica. Back to you, Al.
All right. Thank you very much, Stacy. Shot clock down to 1. And Indiana Pacers have really stalled at this juncture, but still lead by 7.
Well, they didn't recognize the situation, and that's what Rick Carlisle noticed, because you had Fred Jones trying to beat Carl Corver, but instead David Harrison is posted underneath. You got to see that that's the circumstances, and at that point, Harrison's got to get out of the way.
Pacers now playing with Allen Iverson watching from the bench. And it's Mark Jackson taking over. A couple of little jumpers over David Harrison. And the lead now down to just 5. Pacers led by as many as 12. Crossover for Tinsley. He gets faded away.
That's why you know that he can be an outstanding offensive player, because he can get his own shot. He can create space for himself.
Well, Tinsley lifting to this new level here offensively in his 4th season. Corver gets the double team sandwiched by Harrison and Johnson. Anthony claiming that it went off the head of Corver. But Pacers do not get the call. 11 seconds for the Sixers to shoot. There's Corver, that quick release.
Well, you can't get it off much quicker than that. It's okay when it's not accurate.
Well, he's struggling here tonight. Only 1 field goal for Corver. Yes, it was a 3. Nice pass by Tinsley. Foster trying to duplicate that, but he'll be called for a foul. 3rd foul on Jeff Foster in Indiana right now. Just unplugged on the offensive end. Austin Crozier coming back in. And the Sixers trying to give Iverson a rest and not lose any ground here late in the 3rd. 30 points for Allen Iverson. And he'll have the last quarter to shoot for 50.
Yeah, he'll go for it, too.
Oh,
Jackson's starting to feel it.
I think you got to kind of get the hands up on Mark Jackson. I'm going to drive around you from up there. And the Sixers now to within 5. Jackson, the last 2 games, has shot 2 of 13 coming into this one. And right now brings the hot hand off the bench, 5 of 6.
Rick Carlisle said make a signal. He didn't know whose ball it was. Jamal Tinsley ended up, the ball went off his leg while he was just dribbling. Jackson feeling it.
And called for travel. So that time, David Harrison coming up on Jackson, making him make the move. And at 6'10", 253, Jackson not exactly Allen Iverson with the basketball. There are the seconds remaining in this third quarter. Pacers have essentially gone dry here on the end of the third. Crozier with a shot. And Ali.
Boy, he went right into Harrison to get that foul. That's a veteran there. And Kevin Ollie, Harrison ends up picking up what is his 4th foul. Now watch, Ollie just drives it, and he drives it right into Harrison because Harrison is under the basket trying to block a shot.
Pacers have scored only 2 points in the last 3.5 minutes. They have gone a foul. And for the first time to the foul line this season is Kevin Ollie. This is only the 7th game he has played. He's been on the injured list on a couple of occasions. Michael Curry is in for the final 24, and Harrison takes a seat. Not David's night tonight. 4 personal fouls. And has had difficulties on the floor. And Ali makes the 2 foul shots. So the Pacers now set up for their final shot.
Well, they'll look at Korver, and then what they did, they just switched to Ali. So whoever's got Kyle Korver is who's going to take. Korver's in trouble here.
Tinsley versus Korver. Mark Jackson is lurking to look for some help. And Tinsley draws the foul. It's on Korver, who has his 2nd personal. So Korver, who drilled the Pacers for 7 3-pointers, including the one that tied the game with 3.7 seconds to go to send it to overtime. But he is struggling here tonight. Last shot, Tinsley against Ali. Steps back. With a second to go. It's a 2-pointer, but the Pacers certainly will take it. And Jamal Tinsley showing you that soft touch. 13 points in only 20 minutes. Pacers hang on, although a drought at the end of the third.
Here's to outdoing the neighbors.
What's driving Indiana? Ford F-150. It's got the pulling power to easily merge onto 465 with a boat in tow. No other truck can pull more or haul more. Ford F-150. It's not just built for tough, it's driving Indiana. And now get $4,000 cash back plus $1,000 bonus cash for a total of up to $5,000 cash. Visit your Indiana Ford store today. F-150, built for the road ahead.
Ooh, fajitas. Ooh, fajitas. Ooh, fajitas.
There's a whole new way to look at fajitas.
Ooh, fajitas.
Taco Bell's Fajita Grilled Stuffed Burrito. Authentic carne asada steak and grilled fajita vegetables, all wrapped in a flour tortilla and grilled to go.
Ooh, fajitas.
For sizzling fajita taste, think outside the bun.
One goal. One goal. One goal.
Monday night, it's the Pacers and the Hornets at Conseco Fieldhouse. Call 1-800-4NBA-TICKS. Hey Pacers fans, the Home Court Gift Shop is the place to get this year's hot Christmas item, the Pacers retro jersey from Reggie's rookie season. Available in any player number, or you can customize it. Get your retro today at the Home Court Gift Shop. Everything a Pacer fan needs.
Reggie Miller leads the way with 23 for the Indiana Pacers. He's hit 7 of 10 from the floor. And at the other end of the floor, Allen Iverson making a run for NBA history. He has 30 points. He needs 20 here in this fourth quarter. Certainly not out of the realm of possibility for Iverson to score 50 for the third consecutive game. Been done only twice, or by two other players. Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain has actually had several streaks of 3 or more. But the Pacers squandering what was once a 12-point lead, scoring only 4 points in the last 4 minutes of the third quarter. And again, Indiana struggling from downtown, 1 of 16 against Chicago, and 3 of 15 tonight. Korver looking for that 3. He's being shadowed by Fred Jones. Iverson is back in, and Kevin Ollie, who came into this game having scored 6 points all season. And we've just seen him, right, score 4 to end the third and to start the fourth. Fred Jones, Jamal Tinsley, Anthony Johnson, Austin Crozier, and Michael Curry. Pacers going small against the Sixers. And that will be Indiana ball, but they're left with 5 seconds. Pacers have not been crisp on the offensive end. Rick Carlisle tonight with 12 players dressed for only the second time this year, so a lot of different combinations on the floor together, and this is part of the process now when you start getting people back.
Just getting your rotation down, getting guys familiar with playing each other.
2 seconds, Jones in a hurry.
Offensive.
So the Pacers are rushing it, coming down to the final seconds.
Some of that, Al, is rushing it. Some of it is people starting to understand what the Pacers want to do with Fred Jones. They know they want to get him in the paint, and they stood there to protect him, protect against that.
So Rick Carlisle will rush Reggie Miller back in. Reggie's been playing 36 minutes a game, and that not actually the kind of numbers that Rick or Reggie looking for this season in his 18th year at the age of 39. Because of the situation, Reggie stepping up. No arguments. He's played 26 already tonight. Ollie is open again, and Ollie hits. So Kevin Ollie becoming the X factor for the Sixers. They were within 1, and this has been going downhill for Indiana since 4 minutes were left in the third quarter. Timeout, Pacers.
It's 2 weeks to deal, where qualified Daimler Chrysler employee lessees can lease the exciting Crossfire for just $249 a month. Go on-road, off-road, or wherever your heart desires with the legendary performance of Jeep Grand Cherokee 4x4. Or arrive in style, no matter where you're going, in a new Chrysler 300. Your choice for only $249 a month. Plus, pay no security deposit. But hurry, 2 weeks to deal ends January 3rd.
Get the most from DirecTV. Just add HBO and Cinemax, and you'll be adding the most top movies, the most acclaimed originals, and the most amazing array of choices. All on 10 great channels. Get the most from DirecTV. Order HBO and Cinemax online now at directtv.com or call 1-800-DIRECTV.
I'd like my computer to slow down. Way down. Slow.
Millions of Americans are just asking for a computer virus.
Slow.
Because they're not nearly as protected as they think they are.
Like holiday traffic.
That's why America Online now gives away virus protection to all our members. Absolutely free.
That'd be great.
Want a better internet? You belong at America Online.
It returns in HD this February on Fox.
Happy holidays from FSN Midwest.
Pacers basketball on FSN Midwest is brought to you by the Hoosier Lottery. Happy holidays from the Hoosier Lottery. By your local Chrysler dealers. And by the Governor's Council on Impaired and Dangerous Driving. Impaired driving is a crime. Designate before you celebrate.
Pacers blew a 16-point lead in Philadelphia to lose in overtime, and right now it's a one-point game. Pacers are feeling the footsteps again.
Yeah, they really are. I thought they had the things under control, particularly offensively. It appeared early that the Pacers had their rhythm, but it looks as though the Sixers have picked up what they're doing defensively and have gotten some people to help balance off some of the scoring. Jackson got it going for the Sixers, as well as Kevin Ollie.
And there is Jackson muscling inside, and the Philadelphia 76ers have the lead for the first time since early in the first quarter. And right now, Pacers just being done in by themselves. 17 turnovers for Indiana, and we still have over 10 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. And it's been one after another since late in the third period. Foster gets position, and finally Pacers put 2 on the board. It's 18 points for Foster. Gets the pass from Crozier, and Jeff Foster now is 1 point shy of his career high in scoring. Jackson and Kevin Ollie off the bench have ignited Philadelphia. We haven't heard from Kyle Korver yet, who slides in, just walks inside, and the Sixers are once again popped in front.
Talking about a slow move to the basket.
I thought that was in slow motion replay.
My goodness.
But the sad thing for the Pacers, he still scored.
Still got there.
Here's Jones on the other end, swiftly to the hoop, and he walks in. As the Sixers watch that. Freddie Jones, 4 field goals, 8 points, and Freddie now hobbling.
Yeah, he's hurting. Yeah, he's squinting a little bit, but he's been playing hurt. We'll see if he continues to do it.
My, somebody stop him. Mark Jackson, 7 of 8. You got to be kidding me. 14 points for Jackson, who hit the Pacers for 21 in their first game. This one now bounces back and forth. Again, it is Jones with the injury, the subterranean scoop, and Freddie Jones starting to light it up. He wanted more than just the 2. He's in double figures, becomes the 4th Pacer to get there. Korver, there's that quick release.
Got to break. Allen Iverson mishandled the ball enough for Fred Jones to get back to challenge it before Korver could get the ball in rhythm, get the shot in rhythm.
Rebound swept away by Foster, his 5th consecutive double-double. 10 rebounds to go with 18 points. Jones is open, so is Miller. He shoots, he scores. It's a 3-pointer. Reggie goes long ball, and he has 27 points. And the Pacers by 4. And that leads the Sixers to call a timeout. Will it be Uncle Reggie to the rescue tonight? Reggie Miller, 3-ball, corner pocket.
With a smooth ride, available navigation system, and luxuriously quiet interior, the new Jeep Liberty Limited Edition makes you feel like you're in the middle of nowhere, even when you're not. Get 0% financing plus holiday bonus cash plus a holiday cash allowance for up to $4,200 in total savings through January 3rd.
Whether you like Jack Daniel's mixed, straight, or on the rocks, there's really only one way to drink it. Responsibly.
Tomorrow on the Sports List. Bobby Orr's airborne winner. Larry Legend restores Celtic glory. The Bo Sox reverse the curse. Which is the greatest Boston sports moment of all? Find out tomorrow on the Sports List. On the football field, no one was tougher than Iron Mike Ditka.
The most intense football player I'd ever been around.
As a coach, his passion consumed him.
High voltage temper, out of control most of the time.
His intensity turned a dying franchise into a champion.
The greatest honor was winning the Super Bowl as a coach of the Bears.
That nearly cost him his life in return.
I don't think anyone was shocked when Mike had his heart attack.
Beyond the Glory, Sunday at a special time on FSN.
Indiana, behind the shooting of Reggie Miller, retakes the lead from Philadelphia. Pacers, the first of 3 games at home on Monday. New Orleans comes in, their only visit to Indy this season, and it's a Marsh family night. Tickets are available at Ticketmaster, including the Ticketmasters at Marsh and also here at Conseco Fieldhouse. It's the Marsh family night. That means there are packages including 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 chips, 4 Pepsi products, and 4 T-shirts for as low as $80. So
good deal.
It's a big deal on Monday night with the Hornets coming to town against the Indiana Pacers. It is a March family night. Allen Iverson looks to go to work now. Tinsley, late whistle, and Tinsley's got his 4th personal foul.
I thought Allen Iverson even double dribbled the ball before Tinsley was able to get there. It was before that. Now, we'll see if, oh yeah, you know what happened? Well, he fouled him, no doubt about it, but I think Tinsley thought he had it, and then Allen has this unique ability to, in the air, to float, if you will, and he floated left.
Iverson now 9 of 12. I check that, 9 of 11 from the foul line. So Iverson with the big start. He had 14 points in the first quarter. If he continued that pattern, he would have sent them to 56 points.
You know he scores in bunches now. He'd have to score in a huge bunch here.
Well, he had 32 points in the second half against Utah. He had 51. He had 33 in the first half against Milwaukee when he scored 54. Those his last 2 ball games. Crozier makes the drive on Williamson and draws the foul. Well, the Pacers have lost the lead here in this 4th quarter, but regain it on the shooting of Reggie Miller.
First on the Sixers in the period.
Mark Jackson doesn't like that call against his teammate, Carlos Williamson. Williamson's 3rd foul. The Sixers and the Pacers each with only 1 personal foul in this 4th quarter. Austin Crozier rejoins the lineup after missing the last 3 ball games. 90% foul shooter, 10th best in the league. Jim O'Brien has had battles against the Pacers when he was coaching the Boston Celtics. Now looks to come in here to Indy to make it 2-0 over the Pacers this year. And Crozier slides that one in. 10 points, first game back for Crozier. He's been off for the last 10 days, getting a rest for all parts of his body that have been aching and banged up. So he was holding fort with all the injuries. Jackson, there's Ali. Williamson. Iguodala steps back for the 3. Swish.
He doesn't normally make shots. I mean, that's one that you got to challenge late. But I'd rather him shoot it than Allen Iverson.
The rookie scores his 2nd field goal of the night. And his 15th three-pointer. He's been shooting 29% from there. Crozier
had him right away with the shot.
Reggie Miller steps around Ali. Foster tries to get it and causes that one to go out of bounds off of Philadelphia. 7 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Allen Iverson. Does destiny await him tonight? 18 points away with 7 minutes to go. On some nights, that's no problem. Tinsley does not get the call.
My goodness.
Well, Jamal, who is known to embellish, and Derek Stafford felt that that was an occasion, and
he was
there
right.
you see it.
He's absolutely right, because unless he got tripped earlier, there's no chance Allen Iverson touched him when he lost that one.
Well, he was tripped earlier, but that was in the 2nd quarter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's one way to look at it.
Fred Jones. And Indiana with the ball. The 1-point lead. Every game here at Conseco seems to be going down to the closing minutes and floating in. Tinsley makes up for that last sequence. 15 points for Tinsley. He is showing of late how much easier it has been for him to score. 33, a career high Saturday against Chicago. This will be an offensive foul against Philadelphia. And it's number 25, Mark Jackson. His 3rd personal foul. Pacers with a lineup that has Jamal Tinsley playing with the 4 fouls at the point guard. Reggie Miller, Fred Jones, Austin Crozier, and Jeff Foster. Oh, the acceleration. Crozier with the fakes. Still loose, and Tinsley, a near impossible angle. How about that?
JT, boy, he really explodes, too.
Speaking of exploding, Iverson, cat-like, walks by everybody. 34 and climbing. But the Pacers with the ball and the three-point lead, and now starting to develop. Iverson versus Tinsley.
Yeah, it sure is.
Foster looking for Jamal. He gets him away from Iverson. The shovel to Jones. He shoots. And Iverson on the run. Head up looking. Finds nothing, so will go himself. And that's the shot that beat the Pacers in game number 1. Rick Carlisle calls time.
And he also had Jamal Tinsley, who's picked up fouls guarding him, and he went right against the grain for Jamal, and Jamal couldn't get back to Allen Iverson, who's starting to get it going again.
Back-to-back field goals for Iverson. And with 5.5 left, 14 points away from 50, certainly does not look insurmountable for Iverson. Well, what's on tap? Brought to you by Corona here on FSN Midwest. The New Orleans game on Monday. Stacey Pates at 6:30, then the tip-off at 7. And then Milwaukee comes in the new year. Pacers certainly have revenge on the mind, as they have lost 2 games to the Bucks this year. And the first trip in of Nowitzki and company and the Dallas Mavericks on January 8th. Those are the next 3 telecasts right here on FSN Midwest. There's the arithmetic tonight for Allen Iverson. Philly looking for their 3rd consecutive road victory after losing 8 in a row. And they're looking for their 5th win in their last 7 games. The 2 losses, they blew a 19-point lead to New York and lost in overtime. And then the last game, lose by 2 to Utah, despite the fact that Iverson had 51.
It's a tough one here, because this guy's athletic as Fred.
And long.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why he put Fred in a tough spot there.
Iverson now being hounded by Fred Jones. So that's the assignment. The crossover for Iverson and the quick release. And swooping in, Tinsley for the rebound. So Jamal Tinsley, over the course of the last few weeks, also doing some heavy action on the boards. He's guarded by Iverson. Foster baseline, stripped of the basketball. And that's 19 turnovers for Indiana. Kevin Ollie, the steadying influence now alongside of Iverson. Philadelphia, of course, this year losing Eric Snow, trading him to Cleveland. Iguodala tries another 3, and there it is. So some surprises for Philadelphia. Mark Jackson and Kevin Ollie hitting off the bench, and Andre Iguodala, a 29% three-point shooter, has now hit his last 2 from downtown. 7 straight points for Philly. They lead by 2. Timeout.
It's 2 weeks to deal, where qualified returning Daimler Chrysler employee lessees can lease the exciting Sebring sedan for just $149 a month. Or choose the spacious Town & Country, the first minivan with stow-and-go seating and storage. And even the adventurous 4-wheel drive Jeep Liberty, your choice for only $149 a month. Plus, pay no security deposit. But hurry, 2 weeks to deal ends January 3rd. So get to your Chrysler and Jeep superstores today.
Hey, taxi! So where's the best place to get a Jack Daniels in this town?
No problem.
Here you go. Nice bar.
Someone has a love letter.
It's true. With NBA League Pass, you get up to 40 games a week. Yes, you can be a Kings fan and Philly and still watch them play. You think this year's rookies will be as good as last year? Do you want to follow your favorite fantasy players? Then NBA League Pass will make you a happier man.
Order NBA League Pass now for just $189. To order, call DirecTV, Dish Network, or your local cable provider.
Welcome back to Conseco Fieldhouse, everybody. 88-86 right now. Philadelphia 76ers here in the 4th quarter. Al and Quinn have talked about already in the show about what's been reported today, that Jermaine O'Neal could be back with his team as early as Christmas Day, while Steven Jackson and Ron Artest, their suspensions have been upheld. I spoke with Ron Artest today, and he says that he understands that he's very disappointed, obviously, and he understands that his actions come with very strict consequences. He wants everyone to know how much he misses playing with his team. And right now, guys, he's concentrating on moving forward in his life and getting better as a man every day. Al?
Indiana looking to tie it, and once again in the hands of Reggie Miller, who's had a sensational night. 28 points for the 39-year-old, who already has a 32-point performance this year. Iguodala, and he finds Williamson, and all of a sudden the Sixers now moving the ball around, spreading the offense, while the Pacers having to fight their turnover difficulties, putting the Sixers in a position to have retaken the lead in this one. Crozier had the open shot, instead takes it wildly inside. And Iverson back the other way. On this night, Pacers start tied with Detroit 2 games behind Cleveland. Cleveland and New Jersey tonight, trailing by 10 midway in the third. And the Pistons at home trailing by 9 to the Bulls, also midway in the third. Williamson, no. Oh! And there is a foul on Crozier inside, battling on the boards with Williamson. And Crozier on several occasions arguing calls which we very rarely see, although they're going to call that foul now on Fred Jones and not on Crozier. So the Pacers' second foul in the fourth. The Bulls, who've won 4 in a row, now going into Detroit and leading the Pistons. Iverson comes up short, and Indiana needs a basket to tie it up, down to the final 3 minutes in this one.
I think if the Pacers get just patient and take the good looks they get, I think they'll be all right. I think once you start forcing it and trying to get into the action, that's where you tend to run into trouble.
Tinsley, the fade, gets his own rebound. And another 3 for a quarter. Tinsley misses all 3. And that pretty much telling you the story. And that's a foul there. So right now the Philadelphia 76ers have taken over the lead. Pacers on shaky ground at this point, having difficulty scoring inside, and their turnovers up to 19.
Pacers struggling. Tinsley gets 1, 2. Now a third look, trying to get it out of his hand quickly. Iguodala gets it over the top of Jeff Foster.
Jackson to the foul line for the first time. He's a very good foul shooter and nothing but net. So Jamal Tinsley versus Allen Iverson. Down the stretch they come, 2.5 minutes. But Philly looking to extend their lead now to 4, which would match their biggest lead of the game. And that happened out of the gate at 6-2. 16 points for Mark Jackson. And the Pacers, who have scored just 17 points in the fourth. They were held to 9 points in the fourth quarter in Chicago. Tinsley.
Oh, my goodness.
You know, my goodness, meaning there is no foul call.
Yeah, I'm surprised because Allen held him as soon as he beats him. I mean, you can see Allen, and then there.
There's the bump.
Then I thought he got crushed again.
Miller the fake. And that will be deflected by a 76ers. Pacers with 10 seconds left.
Hey, 2 down, high 4.
Last game 10, here. 10. Pacers in the closing minute beating Toronto. Game before that in the closing minutes, losing in overtime to Sacramento. Tinsley the crossover. Iverson was there this time. The ball is stripped. And it's off Philadelphia, out of bounds, so we now dwindle down to 3 seconds to shoot.
It got hit, and then it goes off of the body of Mark Jackson. Got paid in the corner. Ah, he missed it.
And the fast break, Iverson, Ali collides with Crozier. That may have been a backcourt violation on the pass. It happened so quickly. I don't know if we'll see it. Watch the pass to Iverson. Yeah,
it was before that, and you see that I'm not sure exactly what Austin was doing because he has no chance to make a basketball play here.
So it is Kevin Ollie coming off the bench here tonight in just his 7th game. He's been battling injuries all season long. He had scored 6 points, and he has 8 tonight. And the lead now for the Sixers is 6. 7-0 run in the last 2 minutes for Philadelphia.
It's a foul.
And that is the 5th for Jamal Tinsley. This one is slipping away before our very eyes.
Oh, he just got a technical. Oh, delay a game, fortunately for him. And you got to keep your head into it. Allen Iverson, that might be a play on there, Al. I don't know. What they call a technical on him this time?
Technical foul on Jamal Tinsley.
Well, Jamal did get it the first time. He worked for this one. And the Pacers now, this is the first time this season we have seen something like this, an unraveling in this ball game. Game they led by as many as 12. And a situation like this where every point means so much. There's a gift for Mark Jackson. It has been a rough night for Tinsley. Feels he hasn't been getting some of the calls, but still in this kind of situation, you can't get the team.
No, I don't disagree with you there. You got to maintain your composure, particularly when you start to take on the kind of role he's taken with the team in terms of leading the teams and scoring and people starting to look to you for direction. You got to show some composure.
And he also got the break from the official on that delay call. This will be another one on Tinsley, and he's gone. That's a question if he could just keep his composure and not get another team.
Well, Jeff's going to get him. See, Jeff kind of knows. And this is what your teammates need to do. Jeff is going to get him and just to start him off the bench, start him off the floor.
So Tinsley, who is a fierce competitor and very emotional, and somebody got to get in front of him.
He's getting tossed.
He just got another team.
Yeah, he's getting tossed. He kept talking to Derek Stafford and what he was doing. Joe Forte is watching him the entire time. And he was, he wasn't going to allow him because what happened with Derek Stafford, he was explaining to Reggie Miller. But again, you hit the point, Al. You can't lose it here.
And that's, part of that responsibility is the Pacers bench really have to huddle around Tinsley and keep him from direct line to the officials in that situation.
No, this was I disagree with you because the only reason I disagree is it didn't happen when he got to the bench. It happened as he was going, and Joe Forte saw him on his way to the bench.
From our shot, it appears as if he was standing at the bench. I think as he's walking off, his teammates have to understand the situation and get between he and the official. And right now, Philadelphia just showing this away from the foul line. All of a sudden, it could be a 10-point game. 1:51 to go. Pacers an opportunity here tonight. Iverson with 38. The Nets leading the Cavs in New Jersey. Pistons trailing by 5 to the Bulls on their home floor. Those two teams lose, Cleveland and Detroit. If the Pacers had won this, they'd be a game ahead of Detroit, just a game behind Cleveland for first place heading into the rematch against the Pistons here on Saturday night. And this is a foul on Johnson. Iverson still stays with it. So Philadelphia comes in and steals this one late.
Well, it looked like the Pacers had it under control, Al. I mean, it really did. And you talked about it. All of a sudden, Pacers went through a real dry spell offensively.
Late in the third quarter it happened. The turnover started to mount. Just disarray on the offensive end. Timeout.
It's IMAX, home of the funniest, freshest opinions in sports.
It don't mean a thing if you ain't got that bling. He's one of the most feared athletes in the history of American sports.
Every weeknight, Max takes on today's biggest names.
Welcome back to my ongoing argument with the whole wide world.
IMAX, tonight on FSN.
football field, no one was tougher than Iron Mike Ditka.
The most intense football player I'd ever been around.
As a coach, his passion consumed him.
High voltage temper, out of control most of the time.
His intensity turned a dying franchise into a champion.
The greatest honor was winning the Super Bowl as a coach of the Bears.
That nearly cost him his life in return.
I don't think anyone was shocked when Mike had his heart attack.
Beyond the Glory, Sunday at a special time on FSN.
Well, Friday, it's a special presentation of Fox NFL Sunday. Brett Favre leads the Packers against Dante Culpepper and the Vikings. Both teams fighting for playoff position. Coverage of Fox NFL Sunday special begins Friday at 2 Eastern. Game begins at 3. So once again, the Pacers flame out in the fourth quarter as they did in Chicago the other night when they were held at 9.
Well, yeah, his bigger problem is 17 is giving up 32. Rick Carlisle knows that he's got to find a way to get these guys back in sync here because, as you said it, late in the third, lost the offensive rhythm. Not unlike the Chicago game out, where the team just never really had much rhythm there.
Iverson 13 of 15 from the foul line, 12 of 23. He's now looking for his 40th point, and that's what he is averaging. Let's make it now in 6 ball games. Question, can he score? Even Allen Iverson, 10 in the final 120. Pacers are up by 5 midway in this fourth quarter. They have been outscored 12-0. Over the last 4 minutes, it was tied at 88 with 4:11 to go. And that's the first basket in that time for Indiana, and it's the second 30-point game for Reggie Miller.
And Rick Carlisle is making a decision to get some of his starters out of here because he's got 3 replacements up here because he knows how tough it is in this game, especially when you got Allen Iverson. Because when he's in the kind of position where he can dominate the ball, it makes it awfully difficult.
Williamson hounding on the boards. So for Indiana, Reggie Miller, they made so much about his 32-point game against Milwaukee at this stage of his career. At the age of 39, very few have been able to hit the 30 mark, and now he's done it for the second time. Jeff Foster, another double-double for the 5th consecutive time, this time doing it with the 18 points instead of 18 rebounds. And he does have 11 boards. And he right now has an opportunity for his first ever 20-point game in his 6 seasons as a pro. His career high is 19.
I see tying the career high.
Well, Monday, New Orleans in town. And tickets are available at all Ticketmasters. You can call 1-800-4NBA-TICKS or log on to Pacers.com. Again, it's a Marsh family night. Packages available, including 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 chips, 4 Pepsi products, and 4 T-shirts. And you can pick up those packages either at Conseco Fieldhouse or Ticketmaster, including the Ticketmasters located at Marsh. And those packages are available, different price ranges, and as low as $80 for all of that. Foster 0 for 5 from the foul line. Pacers 14 of 21. Nice crowd on hand tonight through the difficult weather here in the Indiana area today, but many have already filed out for this one. Mark Jackson continues to battle. One more rebound for Jeff Foster, but that is it. A disappointing evening for Indiana. They looked like they had held Allen Iverson early and looked like they were on their way, but down the stretch, unable to find the basket. 21 turnovers leading to 27 Philadelphia points. So the Christmas gift by the Pacers to the Sixers, who have made it 2-0 over Indiana this year. And Allen Iverson, who comes 10 points shy of becoming the 3rd player to hit for 50 in 3 consecutive games, leaves a Christmas gift with one of the Pacer fans. Home team play of the game brought to you by Dodge. Reggie Miller standing out in defeat as he goes for 10 field goals. And another 30-point game for Reggie Miller, 10 of 15 from the floor, 7 of 8 from the foul line, actually missing his first foul shot of the season after making his first 29. But Philadelphia wins it 102-90. Let's go onto the floor to Quinn Buckner.
Thanks a lot, Al. I'm here with Andre Iguodala. Andre, where's this three-point shooting of yours come from? I know you do a lot of the other things. You fill the stat sheet out, but here you knocked down, I think, 2 big threes in the game.
Well, I mean, I remember Dick Vitale. That's supposed to be the knock on me, but I've always been working on my shot, you know, all summer, working out in Chicago, just working every day on my shot, you know, just spending hours in the gym, man. I knew a lot of people were going to be pushing off upon me and making me shoot the rock, so I just been getting, you know, consistent shots in every day in practice, and I'm confident in shooting it.
You came out after your sophomore year, and I know all guys look up to people, but what's it like to play with Allen Iverson, particularly when you see him on a roll the way he is right now?
It's kind of hard for me because I get so in awe of what he's doing that I lose focus of what's going on because I'm just watching him. So I'm just trying to, you know, keep up with the flow with him and just continue to do the things I do well. And it's just amazing watching him play. You know, it's like you're watching the game, but you're on the court. And I mean, he's just an amazing player.
What's the difference now in this team? It struggled a little bit early. You guys have managed to win a couple of really good games for yourself, particularly coming and winning here against the Pacers. What's the difference?
Well, we're following Coach's scheme. You know, he has a pretty specific defensive scheme, and we're getting that down. Our main thing is cutting our turnovers down and getting a high percentage on challenging shots on the opposing team. And when we do that, we have a greater chance of winning. And we're starting to realize that. And, you know, as the season continues, we're going to get better and better.
Well, congratulations on getting this win here against the Pacers. Good luck to you on your way back to Philadelphia. Al, just not enough from the Pacers. A slow third quarter cost them a victory.
All right, Quinn. And Andre hitting one of those threes with 4.5 minutes to go in the fourth to put Philadelphia in front, and they would not look back. There's the final score. Philly by a dozen tonight.
This is NBA TV's NBA Action. This week we spotlight a surprise team, the Washington Wizards, and a perennial contender, the Sacramento Kings. Plus, we'll look at the trade that landed Air Canada in New Jersey, meet the LA Clippers prize draft pick Sean Livingston, and bring you the top 10 plays of the week.
Another lob. Oh, and the right-hand jab of Carmelo Anthony. Get out! He is unstoppable! You cannot believe what we just saw! Oh, man, what a dunk! Tear up that rim, young fella! Sensational! Oh, I'm shaking in my chair! Oh, at home!
We tip things off by taking you into the action in the Eastern Conference with the new and improved Washington Wizards.
The Washington Wizards have traded Jerry Stackhouse, Christian Laettner, and the rights to Devin Harris to the Dallas Mavericks for Antoine Jamison and cash consideration.
When the Wizards acquired Sixth Man of the Year Antoine Jamison on draft night, they hoped he could help reverse their fortunes, and he's done just that, averaging 22 points a game.
You know, I was really excited about this situation and coming here and you know, giving the fans something to cheer about and really trying to turn this thing around.
Jamison again draws a foul, score the field goal. He'll go to the line.
He's a guy that if he gets 15 shots, he's going to make 10 shots because he only does things that he know he can do. You know, that's putting the ball up on the rim as fast as he can get it up there, you know, and allowing himself a chance to be the player that he is. And he's proven it, you know, throughout his career.
He brings a different type of scoring and ability that we actually needed last year. You know, somebody who don't really need to dribble because he finds ways of scoring, you know, off of everything. You know, so I think he just brings all the stuff we was lacking last year.
And Gilbert Arenas should know because he played with Antoine for 2 seasons with the Warriors. They were joined in Golden State in 2002 by Larry Hughes. Now they've all been reunited as 3/5 of the Wizards' starting 5.
Larry Hughes up ahead to Jamison, streaking to the hoop and slams it in. Hughes, watch out from behind. Good pass to Arenas, who lays it in on the run. Arenas lightning quick. Nice pass.
And a very difficult shot made to look easy by Antoine Jamison.
Arenas, Jamison, Larry Hughes played together out west, and it shows sometimes on plays like that.
Yeah, when we was at Golden State, we had a great friendship. We played well together. We knew each other's game. And I think we really improved each other's game out there on the court also. And, you know, once I heard I was coming here and I couldn't wait, you know, I just think it's a great combination having us on the same team. And we really complement one another very well.
It's a high-powered trio as the Wizards are the only team with 3 players averaging at least 19 points each.
Arenas going all the way, lays it up and in! What a
Sorry about that.
No, it was amazing. Larry, great move. Draws contact with no call and scores. Jamison lays it up and a blocking foul. Score the field goal.
This offense is something very scary. When you got a guy like Gilbert who has the ball and who's quick as I don't know what, Larry Hughes the same, and even our big men can rip and run up and down the court. So running down the court and having fast break opportunities really fit the mold of this team.
With help from their role players like Jarvis Hayes and Brendan Haywood, Washington has dramatically improved from last season and has the 3rd best record in the East.
3-on-2, Blake going all the way, lays it off for Hayes. Yeah. Inside to Haywood. Haywood up strong, score the field goal.
Last year we won 25 games, and this year we want to do better than that. We want to make the playoffs. We have a lot of talent. We have a lot of guys that can score the ball. We just need to come together as a unit.
No timeouts for the Wizards down 3. They look for 3, 4 seconds to go. Hayes for the tie. Yes!
You know, we got pieces in place where we can just get on one accord. I think we could be a very dangerous team in the East.
There's a lot of bullseyes on our backs right now because of the media attention we're getting locally and nationally, and we want to set them up so we can knock them down.
Arenas, what a move. Score it. He'll go to the line. Hughes slams it in, and he wanted a foul. Arenas going all the way, lays it up and in. Jamison, left-handed scoop. What
I got that one.
It's a great group of guys, you know, and they made me feel welcome from day one, from the owner to the coaching staff and the GMs and things like that, even the fans. But, you know, a very talented young team. And, you know, you're starting to see the mixture of a couple of veterans with the young guys. And, you know, we're starting to really understand what it takes to be successful, and then starting to carry over to the game. So, you know, so far it's working.
You're watching NBA action on Fox Sports Net. Now we go back into the action in the West, where last season ended in frustration for the Sacramento Kings.
All right, here goes Sacramento again. Christie, cross-court, Webber. He's going to get a good look at a 3. He missed it. Chris Webber's 3 could have tied it. Instead, the Wolves will advance to the Western Conference Finals. What a chance for Chris Webber.
I definitely thought the last shot was good. I couldn't believe it came out. You just got to keep your head up and come back and win another Game 7.
With the new season, hopes have been rekindled in Sacramento, and a core of stars that includes Mike Bibby is lighting the spark for another run at the title.
Great move by Bibby.
Bibby launches a 3. Unbelievable.
Mike is the man. Definitely one of the best point guards I've ever been on the court with. We know at any time he can break the defense down and get anybody a basket on the team, and he can stop and take his own shot.
Bibby drives and one.
I think he's the true definition of a point guard in the 2000 era because he can score and pass and shoot, which many point guards can't do.
Good thing about Webb, we know what type of play he is. We know he's going to lay it on the line for us day in and day out. That's what we need for him to do.
Chris Webber with a splendid left-hand move. Wow. Webber coming down the line. Look out below. Oh, boy.
He's a great talent in more than one area, and he makes the game easier for so many players.
And here comes Chris. Then Miller. Miller all the way. Oh, boy. Webber to Brad Miller.
Frazier.
Stojakovic up the Webber screen, drains it.
The movement that he has for the size of his body is uncanny. It's uncharacteristic of a guy that's 6'9", 6'10".
You run down and try to contest the shot, you'll take a little pump fake, side dribble to the side or something.
Long jumper fading away, got it.
He's a consummate team player. Even though he scores a lot of points, it's always with the team in mind. This is what I bring to the team, and this is what I do.
One of Sacramento's trademarks is their flashy passing, and after playing together for years, they've developed an uncanny ability to find the open man.
Christie finds Weber.
What's really neat about this whole team in general is they're great passers. Man, these guys are unbelievable passers. They'll throw passes I wouldn't even dream of throwing.
Perfect pass the length of the floor for Chris Weber.
All those passes help to fuel a high-octane offense. The Kings are second in the league in scoring, averaging 102 points a game.
Stojakovic, 3 on the way. I don't get it. Snap it.
So when the Kings visited the NBA's top scoring team, the Phoenix Suns, everyone expected some offensive fireworks, and these teams didn't disappoint.
Here comes Nash. He's got Amari to his right, elevates and detonates. What a terrific shot there by Bobby Jackson. Nash with the spinner off the blacks. Bibby, crossover, bucket from the outside. 1-point game. Final 30 seconds of the fourth quarter. Bibby back out to Miller. 18 feet straight away, and he drills it. And the Sacramento Kings have persevered with a 2-point win.
Last week, the Kings faced the Bucks in Milwaukee, looking to run their record against the Eastern Conference to 8-0, but this was no easy task.
Mason drops the shoulder. He'll have one coming. Count the basket. Michael Redd turns and hits.
Michael Redd scored 20 points, and Desmond Mason had 23 for the Bucks, while Sacramento was being carried by Mike Bibby, who just missed a triple-double with 27 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists.
Redd, yes, and one. That's pretty. Great run out again. Foul. Mason scores it this time, and he'll shoot a free throw.
Milwaukee led by 10 in the fourth quarter, but the Kings came charging back.
Now Stojakovic has an opening. This from downtown. Yes.
What a pass.
Bibby just eating guys up.
Sacramento seized the lead and the momentum, and then with the score tied in the final seconds, Chris Weber would have a chance to win it.
Weber for 3. Oh, my goodness. A walk-off three-pointer for Chris Weber and the Sacramento Kings.
We're back with more of NBA TV's NBA action. Time now to log on to NBA.com, where we begin with the blockbuster trade involving Vince Carter. Veteran center Alonzo Mourning was one of 3 players traded to the Toronto Raptors as part of the deal that brought Air Canada to the New Jersey Nets.
Mourning, tough move. He walked, no call, and slams.
Along with Mourning, the Raptors also acquired 2 first-round draft picks plus center Aaron Williams and small forward Eric Williams.
No good. Roughing there, but he can't get the rebound. Williams lays it in.
Heading to New Jersey is one of the game's most exciting players, Vince Carter, who's currently on the injured list with a strained Achilles.
Carter with a crossover. Bam! Vince Lamar Carter.
A 5-time All-Star, Carter will bring his athleticism and explosive scoring to the struggling Nets.
Carter in here first. He brought that ball down and up and scored.
Stephen Hunter gives the Suns a huge inside presence.
Rejected by Hunter, who just came in and tomahawked it out.
But Hunter also gives all he can to the Phoenix community, especially kids, which earned him the NBA Community Assist Award for the month of November.
We got a flag for you, too.
You got your flag.
You're welcome.
Oh, you a Superman fan, too, huh?
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
Sorry, Spider-Man talking about.
The player of the week in the Eastern Conference was Shaquille O'Neal, the dominating center of the Heat.
Shaq turns baseline, another slamma-jamma.
Shaq averaged 25 points and 10 rebounds last week while leading Miami to a sparkling 4-0 record.
Shaq finished with the slam.
In the West, the player of the week was Sean Marion, who's helped his Phoenix Suns get off to the best start in franchise history.
Cleared for takeoff, Sean Marion.
Last week, Sean averaged 23 points and 11 rebounds.
Sean Marion throwing it down on the
But it was the Sixers' Allen Iverson who lit up the scoreboards like no one else in years.
And there it is. Iverson count the basket.
Allen scored early and often in a win over Milwaukee with 17 first-quarter points and was on his way to one of the best games of his career.
Well, you know what?
Bring everybody, guys.
He has 27. Allen Iverson has the highest scoring game in the league this season, 54 points.
2 nights later, Iverson hadn't cooled off a bit. This time, it was the Jazz who were searching for answers.
Iverson drive baseline left, come out on the right side, spin it up on the glass, score 2 more.
Iverson became only the 7th player in NBA history to rack up at least 50 points in back-to-back games.
Out on up top, he'll drive hard, he's there, push it up high, underhand scoop, good. Iverson, he has scored 51 points in this game.
Time now for more of NBA TV's NBA action. Now let's meet Clippers rookie Shaun Livingston, who's currently sidelined with a knee injury in this week's timeout.
Goals are always being set when you play, and also goals are being set when you rehab also. So we try to do as much therapy as we can, you know, that can be productive for them.
Of course it's frustrating just because you can't play. You're used to playing, but just how I deal with it. I mean, you know, injuries happen. You just gotta rehab it.
Man, love to be down there, man. Set them up here. These guys.
Hanging out, having a good time.
When you start to get younger guys in, they're starting to make people forget about those old bad days of the Clippers and just kind of concentrate on what's happening right now. So let's take someone like Shaun Livingston. He's out, he's injured right now, but he reminds a lot of us of a younger Magic Johnson.
He's 19 years old with maturity and the emotional stability of a much older, more mature ball player.
Just the fact that he might be sore from the knee injury, it might set him back. But as far as his confidence, I don't think he'll lack confidence, you know, coming back. I just feel that he's going to be a terrific player in this league for many years to come.
I hate to see him with the injury and everything because he came in and gave us a spark, you know. And I told him, well, now it's time for you to get the mental part of the game. Look at some things that other veteran point guards are doing. Concentrate on your basketball.
Look at the picture of this. This is my son right here. He look like my son.
Veteran point guard Rick Brunson has taken a special interest in Livingston and is providing him with guidance.
There's Rick Jr.
Don't touch me. When he kind of gives me advice and everything, he does it in an energetic way where, you know, it kind of gets you hyped up and it wants to, you know, I want to make you do more and make a better play.
You got to finish the other side of his hair.
There's a dude out there, man. If you don't
come the other side. He ain't finished, see? I have a lot to offer as far as I've been on a lot of teams. I experienced a lot of things. I've been to the playoffs.
Got 4, 3, 2.
So I just try to help out the young guys. Shaun Livingston in particular, you know, he's the youngest. So I just try to help him and show him the ropes about this league.
The Clippers have made the young point guard feel at home in his new job. They've also helped Shaun and his brother adjust to living in L.A.
You know, they've been calling, checking on us, making sure his knee's okay. I believe he's in a great situation. Coach Dunleavy's a good coach. The team has great chemistry. They've all welcomed him and me because, you know, I'm new to the area. I'm very happy with the decision he made.
You know, just to have people you trust around you, have a good supporting cast and nucleus, you know, that makes a difference. I got a nice little balcony right here with a nice little view. Downtown Santa Monica over there, all the way down downtown. You can see a little bit. When it's clear like this, you can see the mountains and everything. Sometimes it's just crazy just to see coming from high school and, you know, everything hits you. You could just look out over the ocean and just kind of daydream a little bit. But this is good. This is my balcony right here. Might have to throw a couple barbecues or something, you know? Have to show him how I do on the grill.
He loves the game of basketball. He wants to play 24/7 if he could. But not only that, but he wants to be at the game. He wants to watch. And I think that it's going to be great for him because once he does get back, I think that he'll be that much better.
Man, just sitting there watching this right now, man, I love it. Just you know, get out there and jump right into TV, man. You know, just get on the court and, you know, run it. But, man, just, you know, situations happen, man. And this is my situation right now.
You're moving good.
I'm ready Wednesday.
You're moving.
I'm ready Wednesday.
You know, I used to play like that.
Well, like this?
I used to drag a leg just like that.
I mean, I think the faster you accept it, the faster that, you know, you're able to move on and deal with it. Because, I mean, it's not like, hey, it's not, if I get mad at it and, you know, stay angry about it, it's not like it's going to go away. You know what I mean? It's not like it's just going to disappear and my knee's going to be all better and I'm going to go out and play. It's just the rehabbing now. It's just, you know, I got to be positive. I got to stay positive, you know, think for the best.
Welcome back to NBA TV's NBA Action. Now it's time for the top 10 plays of the week in our NBA TV Countdown. Starting us off at number 10 is the Kings' Chris Webber shooting for the win.
Webber for three. Oh, my goodness. A walk-off three-pointer for Chris Webber and the Sacramento Kings.
At 9, the Kings are brought down to earth by high-flying Lamar Odom.
Odom on the reverse.
Coming in at number 8, the Bucks launch their own aerial artist, Desmond Mason.
I don't know if he's conditioning or he's just better than
baby. The Cowboy takes over the scoring lead for the game with 16.
At number 7 is Cleveland's LeBron James with this fantastic follow.
Left that three short. LeBron James once again defying gravity to smash that down.
At number 6, with the Knicks in need of a 3, they look to Allen Houston.
He got it off, and it hits! Allen Houston ties it up at 100 with 4/10 of a second to go.
In at number 5 is Carmelo Anthony, taking things into his own hands.
Another lob. Oh, and the right-hand jab of Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo does a little spin move, cups it with the one hand and rolls down his wrist, still finishes.
At 4, it's the Warriors' Jason Richardson finishing off the Mavericks.
Gets it off inside, left it short.
Richardson, the ferocious follow flush. Oh, my goodness.
At number 3, Reggie Miller shows he still has his late-game magic.
Miller shoots.
Red Miller, the KO punch in sensational fashion.
Checking in at number 2 is this thunderous dunk from the Lakers' Kobe Bryant.
Not completely. Oh, Kobe Bryant with the reverse.
And at number 1, it's Mavericks rookie Devin Harris soaring over the Hawks.
It's not going to happen too many times this game, especially after those practices.
Oh, Devin Harris rising and throwing it down on Paige Dropniak. Woo!
Young fella. Show him your talent, young fella.
That's our show for this week. Last week, fans on NBA.com agreed with us that this game winner by Houston's Tracy McGrady was the #1 play of the week, and it's certainly worth another look. Remember, you can vote for your favorite play all season long by logging on to the league's official website, NBA.com. I'm Spiro Ditas for NBA TV's NBA Action. See you next week.